All right, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Welcome back to episode 70 of the Save Point podcast, baby.
Oh, damn, that's right. We're at 70 now.
70,
sure
yeah.
are.
Only got 30 more to 100. We're going to have to do something crazy for 100.
Oh, yeah.
100 guests.
100 guests, yeah. We'll line them up. We'll be our version of Bonnie Blue.
Yes, exactly right. With a paintball gun.
You'll have to explain what that one is to me.
You don't know what Bonnie Blue is?
No, I've never. I mean,
Bonnie Blue? Oh, we're going to talk about Bonnie Blue. All right, so
I've
I can't
heard a
believe
similar thing, but it's definitely not what I'm.
Bonnie Blue's a lady. She's
okay.
a British woman who has become famous because originally was 100.
Yeah, it is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the
Yep.
chick who fucked 100 guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then upgraded.
And then upgraded, and then there was the thing where she tried to do in schoolies, and then she got arrested overseas recently. I don't know.
Fuck's
She
sake.
got arrested in Bali, I think.
I think so.
Cuda.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Kuna Matata. Okay.
What a wonderful.
Welcome to episode 70 of the Save Point podcast. If you're joining us from the clip where Beans is getting roasted, we're here. God, yeah. We had Beans on last week. Just want to quickly mention. Beans was on the podcast last week, and she talked about how she bought a copy of Animal Crossing off a CD Keys-like website.
Yes. Not CD keys.
It was
itself.
not CD Keys. She said CD Keys a few times. On the top of the clip, to be fair, it did say CD Keys scammed.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's the generic term for buying the game not through the original channels. It's just
Just through a key website, I guess. She did say on there that it wasn't CD Keys, it was a similar website. I've confirmed it. The website does straight up lie. She was an idiot for buying it on this random website. It was called like consogame.com or whatever. Do not recommend it. It straight up says this is like buying it normal or whatever.
This will add it to your account.
Yeah, it was like, it's like you bought this on the eShop and it was on your account and blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
A straight up lie.
it just lied. But anyway, shout out to that. We've got a fair bit to talk about this week.
There's a big list there.
There's a big list, and the thing that we're going to talk about is on there actually. So one bit of news, which you'd think we'd be celebrating for, but I'm actually not, is that it looks like EB Games New Zealand might be shutting all its shops.
Yes.
It looks like they're proposing to shut operation in New Zealand.
Yeah, I've seen a few people point out that if it's to this point where it's being not announced, but if it's being openly spoken about, it's past the sort of talking stage. It's in the, hey,
This will probably happen.
yes.
So, quickly, we have actively shown our disdain for EB Games. That is the company itself.
Yeah, the company's
It's
practices.
not the people who work there. I feel for them so hard, especially in New Zealand, of course, but over here as well. They deal with a lot of shit. I know that's bad management, and I know people have worked at EB, and it's been a rough time.
Yeah.
So when we have our disdain for EB, it is the company. It's not the people at ground level, brick and mortar, who actually care.
We like our
helping.
retail workers.
We do.
We do indeed.
So I saw a TikTok the other day. Shout out to David Smith on TikTok. I know it's a very generic name, but this guy is very informative. Aussie guy did a really good deep dive into the EB Games New Zealand shutdown, possible air brackets. So I just wanted to shout out David Smith on TikTok. It looks like, they're going to shut operation, which is really sad because that would also leave EB Games Australia being the only EB Games outlet, I think, left. Like worldwide. I'd have to double check.
I thought you were about to say in the Southern Hemisphere, and I was just
it's worldwide.
So no, Canada's all got shut down.
Well, they turned into GameStop, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it got
Not
shut
much,
down.
Not much
Let me
better,
double check.
honestly.
No, not at all. Well, speaking of GameStop, you see that guy who turned his basement of his house into a GameStop
Yes.
as like a...
Just for JRPGs? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Did you see his reasoning for that?
No, I did not. I just saw the photos and he did like a tour of it. It looked kind of cool, but...
Oh, it looked very cool, but I don't 100% agree with his reasoning.
All right, we'll jump back to it. It looks like EB Games is still in Canada, but it is like pseudo just GameStop as well. Because, I mean, it makes a lot more sense. They're right next to border-wise. But internationally, the only other places I believe left, at least going from this video that I saw from David Smith, is that EB Games only operates in New Zealand and Australia now. And they originally operated in I think it was 14 countries.
That's crazy.
And they've slowly closed everything over time because originally EB Games was its own chain and it was bought out by GameStop in the mid 2000s, like 2007 or 8. And since then, they've been slowly closing them. The bigger areas were us, New Zealand, UK was a big one, but they got pushed out by game.
Yeah, part of the reason was, from what I read, was that they had a new CEO come in, or a CFO come in, and he was offered a big bonus if he could get some budget thing under control. And his way to do that was just start closing stores, which apparently got him the bonus. So,
because I won't lie, retail gaming shops, it's razor thin margins.
yes.
There's barely any money to be made in it.
There is a reason why, for the last, decade, EB has been slowly but surely
Turning into
leaning
Zing?
more and more into
The pop culture,
Yes.
yeah.
So just to clarify, like we said, no ill will to the workers at EB.
Yeah.
I don't want to see their downfall like that.
No.
It sucks seeing people lose their jobs, especially straight after Christmas.
Yeah, that's
Um,
very
I
rough.
do have one question.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zing, are the Zing standalone stores closing, or is it just their...
I got no idea if they've got
closing-
Zing in. I mean, surely they do, but I got no clue.
Are there
I
Zing
really don't.
standalone stores, or is it like you get EB, you have Zing?
I know a couple of Zing
Yeah,
standalone
I've seen
stores.
Zing standalone. I saw them
okay.
before EB, like them being combined into one thing. But
But even then, like the market for that sort of pop culture stuff that they've got with the partnered EB and Zing shops, it's not going to fill out a whole store, and you're not
well,
going to
yeah, the thing is, it just makes more money. I do feel like
overprice
shops
statues.
shops
Overpriced
like
statue and
Zing.
nostalgia.
Yeah, I do feel like shops like Zing are a way of the past now, though. That was very much like a 2010s type of deal. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the records, but I just don't feel like people are as into that type of stuff anymore.
I mean, I see a lot more people walking out of Zing stores with stuff than walking out of EBs with stuff.
True, but at the same time, and I mean, it's got to be only slightly better.
Whether they've paid for those things is another matter.
Yeah, slightly better than what EB's margins are, but like, it's really sad to see that. So that's why at shops like EB Games, they always really push their disc protection and all what like their warranties and all those add-on things. I don't even remember what they do anymore.
The
I haven't been
scratch
there in-
protection, I don't remember the last time I was asked for that.
Do you
I'm-
just
I
get
haven't
a new
been there.
disc? They actually try and like fix it if there's any scratch
surely
protection.
they just give you a new disc.
Yeah, it's not.
No idea. No
Yeah.
idea. But if all that type of stuff, the reason they add that on at EB is because they just make fuck all money from the discs.
Yeah.
They
Just
make fuck all
quickly,
money from it.
If any of our viewers did buy disc protection from EB and ended up using it, what was the process? Please tell us.
Yeah, what was the go? What happened?
Yeah. Like, not how did you damage it? We'd want to know that as well, but what was the process of when you went to claim it?
Because I feel like without saying too much about where we've worked, when there's been like
Faulty
warranty
games.
claims and things like that, dependent on what it is, there's a fair bit of autonomy in what we can do. Today, a lady came in and she bought some wireless microphones and it was faulty straight out of the box. I had a look, it was a manufacturer fault. And I said, hey, we actually don't have this one. You know what? I'm going to talk to the manager. I might just upgrade you to the next one.
Yeah.
It was one that was $150. Gave her the one that was $320 or whatever just because she got stuffed around.
Yeah.
Much better.
Customer goodwill.
Yeah, there's things like that, but that all depends. I mean, with companies that won't make as much money, that probably doesn't have as much free will there.
Yeah.
But it's really sad. Like, we talk shit on EB, again, it's very much corporate. There's some people who are obsessively fans of the corporate structure of EB Games and
They're fanatic.
defend them like crazy, and I think it's because of the carrots and the points and the levels and
Do you reckon
being in that Facebook group or whatever the fuck it is. But I
you reckon-
really feel for the people who work there and
Do you
might
reckon
lose their jobs.
the people in New Zealand who are like the top carrot earners or like the top level 5 people are now just useless? Because all their stores are gone. Do the points going to transfer over to the Australian stores?
Oh, unless you're
Well, unless they're going to travel
Exactly
over
right.
here to buy stuff,
Yeah.
I don't think they would.
25 years
Well,
wasted.
I wonder if like you can still just order stuff online and have it shipped over to
probably
New
not.
Zealand.
No, it's different.
It just costs too much.
Just because we're close, it doesn't mean there's Australia and New Zealand do have a fairly unique bond with a lot of stuff where we're almost interchangeable with a lot of things.
A
but
friendly
we're
rivalry in most things.
But I mean like trade and things like that. But we're
Yeah.
still a different country, so getting stuff from there isn't as easy. It's easy for me to get something from Perth, which is much further away than New Zealand than it is from New Zealand. But what I was going to say is, with the possible closure of EB Games in New Zealand, and it looks like it's probably going to, I reckon it will trickle down to here in the next decade, what places are left to buy video games physically anymore? it's really just your big shops like your Big W, Target, JB, Kmart.
No, Kmart don't do them anymore. Kmart doesn't do video games.
Oh, there we go. I don't know.
I think their online marketplace might do it, but it's not directly done by Kmart.
Harvey Norman still do games?
I believe so, but I think they're another one that like the games
last time I went,
down.
last time I haven't been to a Harvey Norman properly in about 10 years.
I think I'm about the same on that.
But even when I had gone, I remember going with my dad when I was like,
my last
like
memory,
early 2010s, and they had fuck all games. They had nothing, and they'd always been the big
crystal.
protection.
That's what I was
jewel
about to say.
case.
My last memory of going into a Harvey Norman and them having games was PS3 era, and they had just the wall of it with the massive chunky crystal cases.
Yeah,
Yes.
ridiculous. Because they must have got
With the magnet
the original
locks on it.
PSG, like PSA card, like the collector thing.
yeah,
it's like
it
that
was
for
like
games.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cracking it with that key and getting the whole thing fold out.
Yep.
And then the game sucked and you spent $95 on it.
Yeah, but
Or they'd forgot to give you the second disc and you had to drive back to get it.
oh, that happened to me before.
Yeah. That's
God.
happened to me at both Target, Harvey Norman, and when Kmart still sold games, it happened at Kmart as well.
I remember the big drawers at Big W. They'd turn around and pull the thing out and you got to find your little slip of
Find the
your
game
book.
and put it in. Yep.
Good
God.
times. Now we get nothing in our games.
Yeah, but there isn't many places to buy games anymore. There's very few independent game shops, like the Gamesmen in Sydney. There's a
Yeah.
couple shops there. They're one of the only ones I can think of. I have never been there though. I want to. It looks cool.
Yeah, we should go down for a trip one day.
Yeah.
I think there's like one local game shop near, like around our location, but like
Oh, I know that one. I'm pretty sure they've been blacklisted. for
They have,
things.
because the owner keeps breaking embargoes. So yeah.
Other than that, I don't know where else you'd buy them. Like they're kind of pushing you towards a digital
It's
marketplace.
going to be Amazon or just online. At that point, if you're buying a physical game online, you may as well buy digitally at that point, unless you're a collector.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, like I've ordered games off Amazon. I'd be like watching a video and go, that looks cool. 10 o'clock at night, order it. It's at my doorstep at 8 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
It's very convenient. And sometimes the prices are better. Usually, like they don't have any like the day one deals or whatnot. But
And then
if I can save $10, I'll save $10.
yeah.
It's sad to see because I mean, we've talked about this before. I really miss those days, and it was at EB, but going in and just looking at some of the games, just walking around, seeing that so many games and series I
And
picked up.
is like this for me especially was before the age of the internet where you could like, oh, that looks like a cool game. Let me. What's it
very
like
much.
online? You were basing every purchase on what's on the front cover and what's the blurb on the back.
That's what I mean. It's like going into EB or any like Game and Game Wizards when they were a thing, and going and getting a game and looking at it. It was very much like the Blockbuster Video Easy experience of, oh, this is the game.
Very
and
tactile experience.
yeah, looking at it, it was ritualistic.
Yeah.
And seeing, oh, this is going to be good, and you either had a fucking gem or you just wasted all your money for the next 4 months buying this game.
Yeah.
And I've had both, and I don't regret any of it because I found some of my favorite games doing that.
Still waste money on games.
I still do as well, but it's just not the same.
We definitely have a lot more disposable income at this point. But
Yeah, but a lot
We
less
also-
time. So
yes,
Yeah, I mean, this studio alone, we've got enough statues and game collectibles and old consoles and stuff to fucking start our own store.
yeah, honestly, no one's gonna buy that shit now though.
Give it away for free.
Yeah, tell you what I need to get rid of. Like as you get older, there's stuff. Unlike it doesn't happen with Brock, but as you get older, you start to want to get rid of like a lot of the stuff you got.
Yeah.
I've got like 2 boxes upstairs full of like anime figures that I got, like big statues that were expensive, like $400-$500
Big
things.
statues.
Big statues.
statues.
I don't think I've got
Yes.
anything like that actually.
I got a Harley Quinn black and white Batman one, but even it's not that risque.
Yeah, but
it's tasteful.
you get to a point and it's like, what do you do with this stuff? Like,
Yeah, Laura and I look.
because I don't want to give it away because of how expensive it was, but also
I don't want to have to buy an expensive cabinet to put my expensive statues
I don't want to
on.
put it out. Like I'm not.
Yeah, you don't want to throw it away because it was expensive, but you also don't want to go through the time and effort of finding someone who's willing to purchase it
Exactly.
at a price where you're like, yeah, I feel like that's worthwhile.
Also, I don't want to put these on fucking Marketplace because I don't want to be associated with them.
And I don't have to deal with selling stuff on marketplaces. Like, how much? It's like, no, the price is what it is.
Yeah,
No,
see,
it's not.
that's my problem. I don't
Yeah.
care if people know what I'm into, but yeah, just going through I've done that slog before with like selling old Atari consoles and games and that. It's
It
a
just
pain
sucks.
in the ass of people just being like, oh, I'll send my son around with a money order. It's like, no. It's cash. It says in the thing, and it's this much.
With a
Can you
money
mail it to
order.
the other side of the country?
Oh,
No.
when I sold what did I sell last? I sold a little camera about 3 months ago, and I had someone hit me up on Facebook Marketplace saying, "Hey, I'm really interested." It was a DJI Pocket 3, and I was really interested in this. Can I grab it? And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I haven't used my Pocket 3 in ages. I've got so many other little things that do the job that I'll use it for. And they're like, "Okay, I live in Sydney," and it's like, "Okay, are you going to come and get it?" Sydney's like 2.5, 3 hours from us, and they're like, "No, but can you send it to me?" And I was like, I've got enough interest locally for the same money you're offering. I prefer to do that. Why won't you send it? It's like, I don't really want to go through the hassle of sending it. I don't want to have to pay for the postage, and I don't trust it as
Possibly
much.
be on the hook if something goes wrong.
It's more possibility for a scam than someone rocking up, or I meet someone somewhere and paying with cash. And this guy kept handing me, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a scam. And he kept handing me, he's like, "Why can't I get it?" And it was going off at me. And I was like, man, people get really aggressive on Marketplace. I've sold a ton of stuff. I've sold a lot of camera gear. Whenever I buy a camera and I get rid of it, I always sell it on Marketplace. It's just the easiest way to do it. And some people get really, really shitty on there. It's like, well, even if you had a better price and offered better, I don't want to deal with you now because you're being rude to me. Yeah. Why would I sell it to you? This isn't a shop. I'm not forced
here to haggle.
Yeah, I'm not forced to sell it to you either.
I've tried to sell a couple of things on Marketplace. The Atari and a bunch of games was the only one that actually sold. All the others were either I got screwed around too much, so I took the listing down, or the person just didn't show up and then never replied to anything afterwards. And I was just like, well, fuck yeah, I'll move on to the next person then. Yeah. And then they didn't want it anymore. So
I've sold a couple cars on Marketplace. They went quite well. Actually, for one going, I can only meet between the hours of like 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. because I'm off work then. I was like, okay, cool. He ended up buying the car, but I mean, I was like, it's such a weird ask to be. Do
you recommend me selling I've got to sell my car coming up soon. Do you recommend selling it on Marketplace over like car sales?
Car sales will probably take more fees, but I mean, if you can get a good price, get some nice photos done, put it up there and be like, if you can get it gone, just get it gone.
Yeah, that's probably good to do.
Other people are going to use it for parts. They're going to use it for like a kid's first car or something like that.
Yeah, but after that, once you've sold it, you don't care about that.
Exactly right.
No. Just sell it.
Yeah.
You could trade it in if you're going to buy a brand new car, but it's not worth the hassle.
I'm already sorted with my car.
Yeah, it's not worth the hassle. Just put it on Marketplace.
To bring it back to gaming a little bit, what's your feeling on like people who advertise on Marketplace and other selling websites, like big bundles of games, but they won't tell you what's in the bundle?
Look at the photo.
Yeah, look at the.
No, when they
silly.
go, hey, box of 15 games. I don't know what's in here. It's like, cool. So I'm spending.
It depends. Like,
however much it is.
I'll be honest. I'm not looking on Marketplace to find bundles of games. I have already got that much shit in my house that I've already talked about.
Because I'll look through looking for computer parts and that, seeing what deals I can find.
Oh, because you need another computer to emulate on.
Sure. But like a lot of that stuff gets sort of cross-advertised as well because it's in the similar space. I see some of them where they're like, oh yeah, $60 for 15 PS3 games. I won't tell you what's in there though. It's a grab bag. It's like,
well, sometimes it's people who they're so not attached to that and they're selling it to someone else, and it just
some of them are really good because I've seen some stories like there's plenty of channels out there where that's their entire thing is just buying boxes of games. Like, oh, what did we get? Oh, this is worth this much. This is worth this much. Other ones, I'm fully expecting it's just people have gone like, oh, this is just 15 copies of Buzz in different sort of formats and doesn't include the controller.
Yeah, we definitely don't have a box of that over in the corner over here.
Yeah, that's probably in your shot. You've got definitely don't have an iToy Play Hero in the corner of your shot there. That's what that blue thing is.
We do need to set all of that up around the studio at some point.
We need to clean the fuck out in here. There's so much shit. Actually, quickly on air, do you want those two chairs?
Me?
Yeah.
I've got nowhere to put them.
Okay, we don't.
Okay, well, that's what we're skipping. Back to selling on Marketplace before we move on to the games thing. I have tried to sell the pop vinyls that I've got fucking
good luck. Yeah. Good fucking luck.
And everyone was just like, why are you selling them? He's put them in a collector's group. And I was like, okay, put them in there. And they're like, you need to mark down, you need to show, like in the list, have the barcode, have this, have that, so that people can just pick out ones what they want. And I was like, I don't want to have to individually sell.
You just want to sell them all.
Of these pop vinyls. Like some are worth $15, some are worth $0. It's like, yes, I could make money doing this. It's also going to take me 6 months and then individually shipping each one through eBay to make any money.
Fuck that.
I just want to get rid of them. Even EB Games wouldn't take them when they were trading in Pops. I was like, I'll take $50 as store credit. I don't care. I want these gone. And they're like, sorry, don't do that. The local store that we know also wouldn't take them for less. I think it was like 50 cents each. And I was like,
Jesus.
they're worth a little bit more than that. But
Pops are meant for the skip bin. We've already said that. They're just... There's
Beanie
no
Babies
reselling
and
them
the
unless you got
2020s.
something crazy.
Yeah.
There's extreme oversaturation of them. There's just not going to be anything for them.
that's
It's
just
like-
fill the set out now.
Yeah, you could do like a pop wall, but at the same time, I also
It's
would
fucking
prefer
cringe.
to... Yeah, it
It's
is.
fucking very
It
cringe.
is. I bought a couple of pop... I've said this before. I've bought a couple of pop vinyls, but it's very rare. And the type of thing is like, if they just got sucked up and disappeared, I would be probably happier because there's more space for me.
I feel like, I don't know if it was like this for, definitely not for you, definitely for Tom maybe. But like, if you like something when you were
Definitely, maybe.
definitely maybe. If when you're a kid you
Today's gonna
got
be
to
the
see like,
day.
oh, I like this thing. Like I like Batman. So like for like 3 years straight, everything I got as a gift from my mother was Batman related.
Yeah.
I remember getting a pop vinyl once every birthday, Christmas. Oh, I saw this at the shop. This is really nice. Sweet gesture, but I also just would get random pops, just not associated with fucking anything.
This is probably a bit sad sounding, but I never had that because I don't think my parents knew anything that I ever liked.
yeah.
They
Oh,
knew I liked game. That was it. Like
the same.
my parents know nothing about my interests. And I think I've told them and they just don't remember.
But I think mine's similar. Same. They saw me with a Batman thing one day, and that was then my entire personality to them. It was like anything we buy, underwear for Christmas, socks, like just random things. Oh, this looks cool. It's a Batman thing for your walls. Like it's also like I'm 17. I don't need a Batman light up figure for the
That's
wall.
like, for example, not to throw my parents under the bus, but it's like the amount of times I still get asked, like, oh, are you still playing guitar? Like it was a little fad thing. It's like, you know that I own like 6 of them and I've got like
and they're more
proper
expensive than my
amps.
car.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's like, whatever. They mean well, but it's just, my parents are very different mindset generation to me. They were very much every weekend, jump on your bike, ride to the beach, out with friends till like 7 p.m. at night, come home, watch Countdown with the parents
Yeah.
in the surf club, blah, blah, blah. It just, there was nothing.
Yeah, I think when I was... Fuck
Back
you
in my
guys.
day,
Yeah.
When I was, 6 to 10 in that sort of range there,
it's close.
there was shut up. There was a lot less sort of. There was not as wide a range of just like
crap.
toys and that you could grab for kids. It was very much he's a boy, he gets Lego or swim
Yeah.
shorts or something. Oh, it's a girl, he gets Barbie. They get Barbie or something else. I don't think Mum ever really struggled for like, oh, what's he going to be into? I think it was either just like, yep, here's the newest Pokemon game or here's more Lego. And then, when I went to high school and was starting to like, oh, I want to go out with friends and do all this other stuff, blah, blah. I was like,
LAN parties.
well, here's some money, go buy your own shit.
Like, Lizard's going to love this. Honestly, getting my birthday and Christmas presents from her were really nice because of the first time I feel like they were properly catered to me. Same from you. That
Yeah.
was nice. It's always been a very just blanket thing. And that's not a downplay to relatives or anything like that, but they just never cared to even think about like things you're into.
They got it like the widest possible version of what you could be interested in.
yeah,
and,
honestly. Yeah.
It's like an umbrella thing. It's like boy gifts on TikTok, and it's just like feels as like the best present I got. This was from a friend at work. That like wooden car thing. That thing's fucking hectic. It's,
I know why that's your favorite present, but
well, that's the only one I got.
I will say, to go back and not shit on my parents, I'm getting a very good present from my dad, so I'm not complaining.
Yes,
And that's the second one.
yeah.
All right, but
Games.
what else?
what's our second item? Anthem shutting down.
So I'm happy to talk about Anthem shutting down, but I honestly, and same as you, and I'm pretty sure same as you, I thought it already had.
Yeah, that's what I thought when someone said like, so as of recording, I believe it's shutting down tomorrow.
You said this
Okay.
about the Steam sale too. You were out by like fucking
I was
24
off by one day. Yeah, I miscalculated what the actual time for it was.
I thought it shut down in like 2016.
Honestly, same.
I played-
I thought it lasted like 6 months or something.
I think
Yeah.
I played I think it might have been the beta, and you got to fly around, do one mission, and it was like, oh, buy the new game out, estimate, like whenever it was. That was it. I didn't have any interest in playing it because it was shit.
Yeah, no one seems to have had a good word to say about it. I'm not going to say it just outright lied, but it definitely misrepresented what was available to do in every single part of that game.
Yeah, like everything about it, like different robot suits and like the somewhat linear but open world area type map, really cool. The combat looked fun, I guess, but I think with all of the good things about that game, the story was the part that let it down, and like you had the opportunity to do something massive here.
Yeah, well, that not teaser trailer, but that like in-game footage trailer that they released.
Yeah, the first one when he like jumped and started flying and shit. Yeah, that was massive.
The entire, like, it looked amazing, but the entire thing from start to finish was staged, and which, you know, it's not the first time a game developer's done that with their trailer, but none of the sort of exciting looking stuff that was in that actually made it into the finalized game that got released. It was all like, cool, you can still fly around with the robot, but the combat feels really weak and floaty and just there's no weight to it at all.
Like, I think they were trying to come off, because who made it? Was it EA?
No, it was BioWare. I mean, funded by EA,
Yeah,
but
okay.
yeah, it was BioWare.
Because I mean, they were trying to, because I think EA and Respawn did Titanfall, and like that was fantastic. And then they were just like, we'll find some other sort of thing with robots that we can play in.
Quickly, what a fall off! Like one of the biggest fall offs in gaming was BioWare. Man, they were on top of the world in the mid 2000s, early 2010s.
The part of it was like, hey, we got this company that's really good at like these epic single player RPGs, blah blah. Let's make an MMO.
Well, not even that. I mean, like it's basically from Mass Effect 3 onwards that they kind of got that bad tinge in people's mouth. Yeah, people really thought ill about them, and it sucks because they were a great company. Like
they were releasing amazing
KOTOR,
games.
like the Mass Effect series, well, 1 and 2. Like
Yes.
I still like 3. We've talked about this before. I still like 3, but it's not the same standard as those, and same with that ending.
The original Dragon Age, second one was okay, third one was okay. We're not going to talk about Inquisition. Not Inquisition. What's the most recent one? Veilguard.
Veilguard. God.
I know that they worked, like, some of the guys in BioWare originally had, like, come over from, I believe, from Black Isle.
Yeah,
so
I think
some
it
of
was.
them may have worked on the original Fallout.
It was one of there's a few
I could be
companies at those times
misremembering
went
that, but
debunked that they all moved from.
I know they worked on the original Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Like the first two Baldur's Gate games, and Neverwinter Nights, Icewind Dale. Loved those games. They were amazing.
Well, with that, Anthem shutting down, I never really jumped on it just because of how bad. I don't know if they had any redeeming updates at all. I haven't heard anything about that game in years, honestly.
Yeah.
I just know it's one of those.
I'm surprised. I would be very surprised to hear if there were people that were playing it like constantly.
I had one friend who actually like finished it because he's like, oh boys, let's all buy this game. That 3 of his mates bought it. I tried the demo and was like, not for me. And then he was the only one that sat through and finished the entire thing because he didn't want to waste his money.
Yeah.
Which it happens a lot these days, but.
Well, there's a billion things on there. What else do you guys want to talk about?
We'll just work our way down the list.
Because I don't have an answer for this. So your next thing you want to talk about is the go-to rainy, cozy game. I don't think I've got one.
Well, okay. Because of the weather at the moment, we're going through, like, we've had some rain sweep through the area.
Some rain.
Yeah.
Ruined my washing for the second week in a row.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we've, like, lightly touched on it before, but do you guys have a game that, like, to you is the quintessential game of, like, oh, it's raining outside, I'm just going to sit and chill with this one game? Or I just want a cozy moment. Like, I really enjoy playing this game. Just like I can chill and not think.
I think mine's more a genre rather than, not even really a genre, but like a style of game rather than saying, oh, I'm going to sit down and play Minecraft. It's like, I want to play a game where I can have fun, but there's no pressure to do anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's probably closest to cozy game.
Yeah. Just have it be like, I want to play Minecraft. Oh, now I'm going to play a single player game and I've already finished it. So I'm just going to go.
Brock he just had a headache.
Yeah,
that's that's all.
It's now technically 4 hours later.
Yeah.
We're back to recording.
Ben was talking about his cozy game.
Yeah, my go-to cozy game would probably more be like a single-player game where I can kind of relax and have fun, and there's no like pressure to do anything, like Minecraft or, I mean, even swinging around the city and like Marvel Spider-Man's pretty good, just because you're just out there and like there's no expectation.
Swinging in Spider-Man, like in Marvel Spider-Man, is almost like stimming.
Yeah.
It legitimately is. And I've had that. I've done that in Minecraft, or just run and just jump.
Parkour puzzles.
There's plenty of games like that. One of my go-to like cozy or whatever just games I just put on when I don't know what I'm doing not these days because I haven't installed, but used to just be GTA 5.
Yeah, I can see that.
I just drive around.
Yeah, I do similar.
Used to do it in GTA 4 as well. Like the hours I'd have on 360 for both of those, just doing stuff like that. It was always massive. I've never had a game that's been like, I've always had go-to games, but not like it's wet, I'm going to put something cozy on type of game.
Yeah, look, any game that gets like cozy for me, or if it's raining outside and I'm like, I just want to like just chill inside. Grand Theft Auto is definitely one of them where you can just turn your mind off and just like, I'm just going to drive and see what pops up. Red Dead Redemption definitely hit those strides where it's like, I'm just going to ride to the nearest lake and fish for like 3 hours and not accomplish anything. Yeah. Pretty much any game that has little sort of, not always mini games, but just
activities to do.
Activities, yeah, it's probably the best way to do it, is one that I find really, really cozy. I try not to fall back into like, I'll play this game from my childhood too much because I do that enough of the time anyway.
You do. You play a lot of fucking Sonic. Like a lot of Sonic.
I do.
Play a lot of old games like early 2000s. Your games are well before that.
Not always, but
I play a lot of old games. I haven't recently, but I used to play a lot of stuff, especially on Steam.
Yeah, Steam is a catalyst for finding games that you haven't seen in 20 years and just being like, that one, I'm playing that this weekend.
I do feel like with gaming, there's a lot of people who don't dive back in time and don't play stuff that's older.
Which stuff like GOG's helping to sort of bring that forward.
Yeah, but that's all on PC.
On.
Just like in general, people never have. Like I remember being in school and most of my mates played games. No one had played anything older than like 2000, like besides games when they were a kid, but like 2008. Like I remember first playing Half-Life, like the original Half-Life, and then Half-Life 2 and other games like that, and no one had even heard of it. I mean, they're a big game.
Yes,
like
very important for like the history of gaming.
But like there's plenty of older stuff and people just never touch it. And I don't know, it's almost like gaming literacy. But not everyone's the same. Like a lot of people just like what the big thing is gun ball game.
Yeah.
They just like anything that's got a ball or a gun in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Half-Life is that, but it's not your standard COD or Battlefield type of deal.
Did you originally play Half-Life? Did they ever release it on Xbox? Or was it just
they did. They released Half-Life.
The orange box thing?
No, that was Half-Life 2.
Yeah, okay.
They released Half-Life 1 and they released Half-Life 2 on Xbox, I believe.
Did you play it originally on Xbox?
No, I played them on... I played Half-Life 2 on the orange box on 360. And then I went back and played Half-Life 1 on Steam. Okay. That was one of the main reasons... Well, I think it was the main reason I got Steam.
What was the third game in Orange Box? There was
5. Technically, it was 3 games, but they said it was 5. So it was Half-Life, Half-Life Episode 1, Half-Life Episode 2, and then they had Portal and TF2.
Okay. I knew TF2 was in there. I'd forgotten that Portal was in there.
Yeah.
For some reason in my mind, I was like, was Counter-Strike in there or something?
No. Well, Orange Box on console is a very strange game because it's got the original launch version of TF2 in there. The game now is completely different to what that launch version is. Like, and there's still servers online and you can play. And I remember playing
it's still fairly popular. Like nowhere near what it used to be.
Not on the console, but I mean on PC.
Oh, on PC, yeah. But my point to that is like, you're not struggling to find a server. Like you jump on, you'll find a server.
TF2 is massive. I wish that game had a bit of a resurgence. Yeah. It's fun. I really like TF2. It's probably one of the best. It was one of the best free-to-play games when it first became free-to-play.
When they were doing crossovers with like any new game that sort of hit the Steam shelves,
I feel like TF2 was the first game to really have a proper economy. It really was, like with how much
hats and everything else,
how much scrap was worth, which is the metal you could make from scrapping items. And I've talked about this before. I got games technically for free from TF2 because I'd play it so much and I'd scrap these items and I'd make this one and blah, blah, blah. I'd go onto all these trading sites and I'd trade and I traded this like $4.50 gun for a copy of Just Cause 2 because that was when the multiplayer mod was really big and I felt like I was fucking winning like crazy with that.
Yeah.
But too bad that game had problems and wouldn't launch on half the systems it was on, so I never properly played it. But yeah, no, it's really weird to go back in time and just think about a lot of those big games and I mean, like you said, TF2 is still popular, but its heyday is gone.
Yeah.
But it's still something that's still accessible. Like, I understand not being able to get a Halo 3 match on 360, besides the fact that the servers are gone.
No one's playing it anymore.
But no one's playing
So
anymore.
you can't find anyone to actually
but
jump into a match.
it's really weird when those games are still actively supported and there's no one there.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, look, that's a big thing for games preservation, which, again, GOG's kind of helping with. Good old games, if no one knows what GOG is.
Yeah.
They're helping with some of that, like keeping those games, working state for modern hardware. But yeah, you lose some of it where it's like, hey, this used to have a really vibrant community in the online space, and it's just not there anymore.
As time goes on, you see stuff like that go.
Do you think that's more an issue because with a lot of those games like Halo, they were like primarily console games, and then when the generations evolve, you obviously just can't keep up old hardware forever. But whereas games that are like TF2 that are primarily PC, you don't have that same issue because you can just update the hardware in your...
Yeah, I reckon that's a big part of it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like TF2 had a long life. It's still going, but like its heyday was a long time.
All I remember seeing was memes of TF2 before actually knowing that it was a game. Because there was, no one I knew had a gaming PC.
Oh, well, heaps of people who used to do like YouTube poop style, like Gary's mod videos would always use TF2 characters and Left 4 Dead characters because it'll be all the source models.
Yeah.
TF2 also has an amazing selection of little videos that Valve made, like meet the spy, meet the pyro, meet the characters, and then they had a couple of like 5-minute chunk proper video ones that they made afterwards. Magnificently done. Like Valve internally could have done an amazing movie, I reckon. And that's before they used to make those on Source Filmmaker, and then they released that, and people thought it was going to be the next big thing. And I don't think many people use it. Like Source Filmmaker's big, but it wasn't for the amount of tools and things you could do. It's not anything as big as what they thought it would be.
Well, I think that's what sort of same like length. Not even length, what am I trying to say? The wavelength, that's the one. That I think that when they were producing GTA 6, they're going to have some way to do proper, like not like action replay, but like actually film stuff in engine.
Like do make machinima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is a cool idea because it'll make big for like the RP sort of stuff that people want to do with like the new capability of the engine. But
it'll be really interesting. I mean, like it's been talked about to death, but I think GTA 6 is going to be a big shock for the industry. Not even shock. I think it's going to be a big progression.
Yeah.
And people, I don't know how they're going to be able to cope with that.
Yeah.
I really hope they add fucking mod support to GTA 6. They won't, but it would be so amazing.
It would be nice if they did, but yeah, they won't.
Sucks that it's going to be, because I think it's console release first for GTA 6.
Yes. Yeah, they always release on console first for GTAs. I saw a video recently about mods for GTA 5 and a zombie survival mod and changing the map. Man, they look so fucking cool. Multiple maps.
I don't know if it's the same one you saw, but I've seen one as well. It looked like you could loot cars and do all this other stuff. And there was changing seasons.
Yeah, change the map. There's like broken buildings, all this stuff. You can go in interiors. It looked really cool. I was like, okay, I'm going to buy GTA 5 and play this. The install for these mods are fucking
it's
monstrous.
So convoluted because they have to get around all the copy protection stuff as well as all the like the anti-cheat stuff as well.
Well, Take-Two has put that many roadblocks in to stop people from modding GTA. It's been like that for fucking years, and it sucks because I don't see why they can't.
But their big thing,
I think it's just to protect their ass from getting sued for XYZ thing.
Their big thing is for that, but it's also because they want to at least have a show of preventing hackers on the online Grand Theft Auto. Not that it seems to stop people anyway.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I think
We've all had an instance where, someone swooped past and blown us up and then stood in fire and made a billion explosions happen.
I played a fuck ton of GTA Online when it first came out. For the first year and a half, 2 years, I played a lot.
It sucked. There's nothing to do.
There wasn't. They started adding more things, and I got to the point where I had most of the things bought. There was so many right at the start, go do this mission and just keep replaying it. Blah 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 blah.
Infinite money glitch.
Well, it was never anything like that. The most lucrative thing I remember is the duplicating cars and then selling them thing, but a lot of people got accounts banned for doing that.
Yeah, that's what Keen got done for. He's still got one account that's got like 63 billion or something on it, but like his main account that he played with was just, oh yeah, cool, we bought this one garage and duped it, and then it's like, by the way, you load back in, free character, and you got to do the whole thing all over again.
Yeah.
Me and a couple of friends were like, we were playing it non-stop. This was about 5-6 years ago. And like there was 4 of us all playing, always as a squad, always playing. And one server we jumped into, someone was just like loading people's accounts with like, here's 2 billion, here's 2 billion, blah, blah, blah. And like, that was fine for a while. Some of the guys bought they went out and immediately bought everything they could. I was like, oh, I'll buy a car here and there and blah, blah, blah. We log in 1 week and it was just like, cool, everything's gone. Like we still had all the items in Grand Theft Auto that we'd bought, but we didn't have any of the money at all. Like everything had been reset to 0.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, the guys that had bought everything, they just went, cool, I'll just sell these cars that I'm not actually going to use and now I've got money again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the big issue I'm at with GTA 5 now is that I don't care enough to grind all those silly little missions to get cash.
Yeah.
But all the vehicles and stuff I have in the game, which I've got like 2 or 3 garages full, they're all free from the wheel.
And
they're like free DLC, and they're only worth like 15% of the mod cost that you spent on them.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so I'm just sitting on all these cars that are okay, I guess, but they're all free cars, so there's no point like
if you sell them and you haven't modded them, they're worth 0. It's really, really irritating. Yeah. I wish there was some way to go and like, cool, just give me the cash for the car, please. I don't want the car.
I just remember going and jumping on GTA 5 online like 6 years after it launched. This is once they started adding all the crazy stuff and loading into a lobby. I was like, I haven't played this in years. Let's see how this is. And immediately getting orbital striked.
Yeah.
And then I'd spawn and it would happen again. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting spawn killed by a sky laser? What the fuck? So I got out of it. I was like, I'm not having fun. Like, I can't do anything. And at that point, I was like, I didn't know what that was or what the go was. Yeah. I didn't know if someone had like fucking...
It definitely turns you off the game when someone's running around hacking and like just griefing people. It's
the oppressors with the lock-on rockets, I think, was the point that I decided, okay, I'm taking a break, because you can't do anything because you just go, beep, beep, and then you just see this motorbike fly past your head. You're like, okay. Like we played a lot.
Explode.
Yes, we played a lot during COVID, and we're just doing all the bunker stuff. And then I saw that they brought that, what was it? There's the GTA update for, I think it was like not the bunker, it was like this thing that the orbital laser like stays in.
Yeah, I know the one.
Like the missile silo type thing. Called. But I remember going, cool, that's going to take me about 3 weeks to earn all that cash. I'm doing it, and being able to just go, I think it's like 500k per use of the orbital laser, and you can just target wherever you want on the map and just keep killing people. It was worth the satisfaction, but also it was just payback for all the times it happened to me.
Yeah. When they released the fact that you could go and like, I would just want a private lobby. I would just grab my friends, say, hey, we're all going to play Grand Theft Auto, jump into a private lobby and not have any restrictions on, oh, these events aren't going to happen. These events aren't because you're in a private lobby. It made it so much better.
Yeah, the ability to be able to still do all your sell missions and get the same cash.
Yes.
That was the big game changer. You got obviously more doing it in a public lobby, but then there's also a 95% chance you don't get any of that stuff sold.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get off GTA 5.
Sure.
You want to talk about Switch 2 new colors for Joy-Cons?
Yes. It's only very, very quick. Nintendo's finally announced that, hey, here's some new Joy-Cons with new colors for the Switch. They look exactly the same as the original Joy-Cons that came with the Switch, so they're mostly black with a little bit of color on the sides. You don't see those colors when they're actually plugged into the Switch.
Oh, so they're literally just if you have it unplugged.
Yep.
That's so stupid.
So let me quickly grab mine to demonstrate.
While you find that, how about we have a...
No, we'll leave this till after. Yep. Because I just want to get this.
I'm surprised you didn't have your Switch out on the table already. You've got 4 other devices on the table.
All right. So, surely everyone's seen it, but if you haven't, that's the Switch 2. The only color you can see on it is around the thumbsticks until you take the controllers out. And then you can see the colors on the sides. That's exactly what the new ones look like as well, except there's no color except for around the rings. That's it.
I mean,
so that is a new color just around the rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I get that then. It's shit, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to say it was identical, but then it was purple inside and you couldn't see that unless
No.
All their other options, like the Joy-Cons for the Switch One, were great because they were individual colors. They had random ones you could, if you were playing with friends, you knew which was which. If they're plugged in now, they're just the same as the other ones. There's no real, I don't get it.
There's no proper sort of personalization of it. No. Which, look, everyone's going to be like, oh, but you can buy third-party ones and they'll be full color, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, the third-party ones are crap.
Yeah, third-party controllers have always been pretty shite.
Yeah.
So let me have a quick look and see if I can get this up properly. Nah, keep talking. I need to find a good photo of this.
Yeah, it's just going to drive more people to sort of just getting skins for their controllers, essentially.
I mean, D-Brand's got heaps for the Switch out already.
Yes.
I mean, they work and they look so much nicer.
They really do.
I still like their hard case they've got for it. It looks really cool, but it's also like $240 or something stupid like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to drop that much on it if it's not storage.
Yeah.
All right, this is a bit of a shit photo, but it still gets the idea across. So PlayStation has revealed they're going to announce a few more colors for the PS5 controller and actual
the cover
for the PS5 Slims. I'm not a massive controller buyer because of new colors or whatever. It's like, if there's a cool one and I need a controller, sure.
Yeah.
This is one of the first controllers in ages. I'm like, fuck, I sort of want to buy it just because of the color. So these are like the Hyperpop collection, I think. They've got they're all gradients. They're glossy. So it will be red to black, green to black, and blue to black. And they're a glossy finish going over it.
Which I think that's a big
really
thing,
cool.
having it glossy. Because all the others are like a matte finish, aren't they?
Yes. Well, I think the glossy is really cool. And then the other thing is, I saw a guy talking about this this in a video, is that the skins for the actual console or the covers or whatever, it's also a gradient, goes from red, green, blue, and then up to black on the top of the console. At the top, it's actually transparent. Okay. Transparent black. So people are thinking possibly they might end up doing a transparent controller coming up soon, which would be cool. Like I said, I'm not a massive guy who I really need to buy it because it looks aesthetically pleasing, but this is cool. I would like to get a new controller.
Yeah.
And this is I think the one I'm going to get. But I don't really need a controller that is a PlayStation one. I wanted to quickly talk about, I've really been playing a lot of stuff recently on my PC with a controller. And I want something that is just PC because I've been having heaps of problems with my controller having hissy fits with the Bluetooth connecting to other devices.
Ah, okay.
So I've been playing Slay the Spire on PC on my TV, and I've been in bed on my controller playing it because it looks great on the TV, really smooth, fluid, looks great. And Lizard was playing it the other night, so she was playing it, and I wanted to play Slay the Spire as well. So I was like, I've got it on my iPad. I'll flip open my iPad. Instantly, the controller connects to the iPad.
Yeah.
I can't disconnect it. I turn off Bluetooth, everything like that, and it's like, no, I'm in iPad mode. I'm not connecting to anything else. So I had to delete it off this, then put it back onto
and repair it.
Well, I didn't even delete it. I just turned the Bluetooth off, and she was playing, and then I pressed Bluetooth back on or whatever, some reason, and it instantly went back. It was shitting me to tears. I just need something where it's just going to connect straight to it. That's why I want to get this Steam controller, because it's got that little dock that connects and is the syncing thing. So we just put it down, syncs to it, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I think I've been using my Pro controller for the PlayStation for like my Steam games. Some of the ones like for Game Pass, you have to get it running through an Xbox, like converter sort of thing. And like I had to pay for it. It's annoying, but it works. The connectivity on that thing is shitty on the best days. Yeah. So I'm also in the market for a decent PC controller, which I think the Steam one's probably not a bad.
I think it's probably the best way, especially if you want to play shooters or anything like that. I will say we saw a video earlier about some CES stuff that had some cool controllers there. Looks like 8-Bit Doe's got a new controller coming out. Let me have a look.
Yeah, I saw the 8-Bit Doe thing. I didn't actually see what they had released or what they were releasing. The Razer controller.
I mean, it looks very much like I think BFG Vitrix or something, where it has the swappable
the hotkey things for the actual. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I mean, if you're playing a lot of different style of games where it requires you to have that, like having like the fight pad and then also like the old school controls.
Yes,
that's quite handy. Because did Razer do one of those with the swappable?
I don't think so. I don't think because Razer's always called theirs the Wolverine. I think they just do a Xbox style one. I had an original like Series 1 Wolverine. It was good, but then the triggers all gave out. Didn't get stick drift, but yeah, the triggers all
That's one thing.
Yeah.
So this is the 8-bit Do new controller. It just looks like a Xbox controller.
Okay.
But it is, you can swap stuff out. It's got a third button, like bumper button, which I've been seeing this sort of configuration on a few controllers recently. I feel like I'd bump it, but it's also really cool to have that there instead of like pads on the back. And then the other thing, it's just, you can swap shit out on it.
Yeah, the face plates and
you can swap out the actual pads and the buttons and things like that, which is a cool feature. I still think what I want to go is the Steam controller.
Yeah.
This is actually something I wanted to bring up. I don't think this was actually announced at CES, but it's been...
Yeah, I've seen this around.
Yeah. So 8-bit Do has released or is going to release this new controller for your phone where it pops on the bottom, as you can see here, and it basically turns it into like a Game Boy. So it's
literally just for emulation.
It's just for
no
emulation.
Other purpose to it.
But what you said, I'm pretty sure you sent this in our little group chat the other day,
I
Brock.
did, yes.
I made a comment which I was pissing myself at. I want to see if I can find it now. I'm not going to be able to find it.
Of course, you were laughing at your
I'm
own
so
jokes,
funny.
I want to see if I can find it. Keep talking, Brock.
Yeah. Look, it's one of those things
Yeah,
I
we
look
did
at and I go,
talk about
that'd be really cool. I'm not going to buy it though.
No.
It's stupid, but at the same time, it is probably one of the quickest, easiest controller things you could have with you. That is very thin and small.
This would have gone ballistic on the iPod Touch era for that sort of thing.
Yep.
The comment I saw was that the screen is already a touchscreen. That's just consumerism at its finest.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, look, you can use your fingers. By the way, you can add this thing and press buttons instead of the screen.
I will say, I understand that, but no.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. I, again, as you said, understand it, but you said it best.
Touch
but
controls versus actual tactile thing, it is completely different.
Touch controls, if you have to press one thing at a time, sure, they can work fine. If you're there, like, I need to press left and B and one other button together, I have to do this. If you have to press multiple buttons at once, touch controls are a fucking nightmare. Cannot stand them.
It's one of those things where I feel like if you had a little thing like this on your phone, not that I think I would want one, but if you had something like this opposed to touch controls, you're going to have so much better time and enjoyment out of the game you play on this opposed to having touch controls.
Case in point, I've been trying to play Metroid Fusion for like ages. Been trying to play it on my phone, mostly with touch controls. Hate it. I've now finished it because I was playing it on this. I finished it in about a week because I was just playing it in my downtime where I was like, I've got 15 minutes. Yep, Playing it with an actual tactile control, way better.
Yeah, I don't agree. I agree that the playing with a controller is much better. I just think this is very, very silly. I
don't. I see the point of it. I see the purpose, and I'm like, it's very cool. I just don't need it because I'm not emulating stuff and controlling it on here anymore.
No, the Emulation King has 4 devices that can play old games on the table. Sorry, you put your Switch on the floor again.
All right. Well, we've already talked about those, but
yes, back to the controller colors. Nintendo, that is how you do a new line of controllers, rather than doing your half-assed little black and what colors are they doing? Is it like pink and purple?
Yes, it's purple and green, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Odd choices again, but
yeah,
I'm very, very interested in the Hyperpop collection.
Yeah, I'll see how I go if I grab one. I think there'll be probably an announcement about the Steam machine and Steam controllers soon. Yeah. So I think I'll probably hold off for that. I will say the Steam controller, I reckon, is going to be a lot more expensive than your average.
I mean, they're getting up there now. What are they, $120?
125?
Depends on the color. For like the standard matte colors is 119 at most places.
But like the expensive ones.
For the chroma colors is 124, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to be like 124, 25, 130, something like that.
All the limited edition ones that have come out have been 134. So I'd expect them to start at that.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, I don't need another controller. I barely use mine one as it is now, but I probably would get the faceplates for it. I think that looks nice.
The faceplates would be cool. I do agree with that, but I don't have I've got a launch PS5, so I don't have anything that I can do onto it.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking to get a new PS5 anytime soon. If I was able to get one of those,
The 25-year anniversary ones.
25th anniversary thing, like pros or something, to make it worth it.
Didn't we hear that they were doing a second run of that?
I did,
recently?
but I haven't heard anything else about it.
No.
No, Sony put something up on their website as well about saying, hey, we're going to re-release some. Again, nothing's going to come of it because they're going to go straight to scalpers. We were both willing to drop like, what, $1,400 on the
on that like full
full bundle thing.
Yep, I would have done it in a heartbeat because it was really cool.
Yeah.
I think I got a controller that's still in there.
Yes.
Yeah. I really want to use it.
Speaking of PS5, the PS5 has on the steps of the PS5 is starting to be jailbroken.
Yes.
They have found a way into the root files or whatever. I don't know the technical terms.
So the keys to the bootloader, essentially.
Yes.
I don't know the exact process, but yeah, essentially the security keys you need to access the PS5 at its most basic level and set it up so that you can launch an operating system other than the one that it came with, which is for most consoles the first step in running homebrew and opening it up to running all emulated games and that.
Yep.
They've managed to find these keys, and there's no way, once they're out. There's no way for Sony to come through and
there's literally no
change
way.
them with an update or anything. It's stuff that is fundamentally baked into the console.
So they're sort of stuff. So basically, the way they found it, there's an exploit with Star Wars Racer Revenge, which is a pod racer game that came out a few years ago. And if you run this game, there is some way to get into those files or somehow, I don't know, to be able to hack your PS5.
It's the first step in it. Like there's no homebrew for it yet.
Yeah,
There's
but it's either way, you need this game.
Yes.
And because of that, the copies of this game are now going through the roof in price. This is a PS4 version. I think they only made it on PS4, to be honest. But these games are starting to go for crazy amount of money because they're so useful, or the only way that at the moment to do this jailbreak mod.
I will say that collector's edition thing does look cool, like the old toy.
Like the old toy, yeah. That's pretty cool. So if you've got a copy of Star Wars Racer Revenge, now's the time to sell it because you're going to make a pretty penny online for people who want to jailbreak their PS5.
Especially people that bought it up pre-owned when it was like $2.
This game wouldn't have been worth much at all.
No.
Maybe you should check out eBay.
Yeah, honestly. They would be gone. They would be gone.
Yeah.
I will say this is not a unique thing to the PS5. Back in the day, there's been a few games that have done this on consoles, notably Twilight Princess on the Wii.
On the Wii. I think it was Cubic Ninja on
Cubic
the
Ninja
3DS.
for the 3DS, yeah. If you ran those games, you had like root access to the console and you could mod it. I still remember that. I think it was with Twilight Princess on the Wii. To mod it back in the day, you had to go into the game and do like a backflip or something, and all this code would run down the screen, and you'd have a modded console. It was ridiculous. It's really cool to see the ways that people find to mod these consoles.
Yes.
Do people just go through and test all different games and see what's going on, or do they just find it by accident?
I think it's a
bit
mix
of
of
both.
both.
Yeah.
Because, this would have to be a really random thing someone just pick up and go, oh, I can now access all the files straight on Reddit.
Well, it's not that you would be there sitting on the PS5 and go, oh, I can access all the files on like the root folder and all of that. It's that you'd do something and like, oh, my PS5 just crashed. Oh, it's booted up into debug mode or something. Oh, there's all the root files. Like it's one, probably like finding it by accident and actually recognizing what has happened.
Yeah.
For everyone else, it's just like, oh, my PS5's crashed and it's weird. Turn it off, turn it back on. Okay, it's back to normal. Cool. And then they never do the same thing again. It's having the knowledge to recognize what it's doing on that first happenstance.
Crazy though, that if they can manage to get that loaded and just have their own like OS or something, that's going to be a mental piece of hardware.
It'll take a while, but when I modded my PS3, it was hectic, the shit I could do in there. I loaded so many like Japanese games that I couldn't get. It was really cool just being able to, I can just play this PS2 game. And it works great.
Like, it breathes new life into old consoles, but even current consoles that might have a problem with them. Like, I have a PS3 that the disc drive doesn't work, but I can still play thousands of games on it because I don't need the disc drive. I can just sideload everything.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot easier now, but I mean, there's always limitations. Well, it needs to be this model console. If you have it this update, you can't do this. Blah blah blah.
Yes,
but I mean, what can you do? Because I mean, like,
but as they get older, more and more exploits are found, and
but they also, it's not unknown for Sony to be like, oh, here's a random PS3 update in 2024
Yes.
that bricks any updates that you could, well, anything that could make you mod the console. So it's basically you can't turn them online. Not that you can really do anything online with them anyway.
no.
But yeah, that's very interesting. There's finally one for the PS5. So you'll be seeing more stuff about them being jailbroken in the next couple of years. It's not very common to see it happen mid-cycle of the current console.
When I mean, it happens, but it's rare.
It's not that common.
What year are we now, the PS5? Wouldn't it come out 2019?
No, it came out 2020. This is the 6th year of it.
Yeah, wow.
I think sooner rather than later, you'll start hearing about new console. To be fair, though, consoles are very much, they announce them and it's out within a year. Because you're not hyping up a console for 2 years.
No.
People will still buy it, but people will never doing that. It's like, this is a new product. Physical thing needs to be out.
When do you think we consider the PS4 well and truly dead?
I feel like it already is. You can't really buy them anymore.
They're not really releasing any games for it now. They're
still releasing enough that they're like, this is available on PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, but it's usually the biggest things where it's like, oh, the latest Call of Duty is on both.
Well,
FIFA is on both.
There's dead, and then there's just like, it doesn't really get supported. So I feel like it doesn't really get supported much anymore, as in there's not really any new games.
Yeah.
Per se.
I don't know any ones that the fans are still working correctly. Like mine lasted a year and a half before that fan was ready to take off.
Oh, the fans are always fucked on the PS4. I do think the PS4
that's unique to like PS4. I think that's every console that's used fans in the last 30 years.
No joke. I feel like the PS4 might be the best console of all time.
I'd back that.
It's not. It didn't do anything too crazy. It just did everything good, everything right. There was no drawbacks with it. It just. I mean, it might have been because I was using it in such a formative years. I had that with other consoles as well.
Yeah.
I think there's one or two there that I have more nostalgia for or think are more accessible.
100%.
But in terms of one that overall had the most success and did
just everything.
Everything is there's very few downsides.
It's a very loaded question saying what's the best console. But I mean, and some people are like, oh, it's the sales or the games sold or what had the best games on it or XYZ. I think just as a whole, the PS4 was, it just hit everything good.
Yeah.
It was the one that really put the nail in Microsoft, you're not coming close to us this generation. There was no competition from the Wii U. There never was. Mean, look,
Nintendo's happy eking out their little family-friendly square over on the side anyway. They know they're not going to directly compete.
Either way, I don't think anything's ever gotten close besides probably the PS2.
Yeah, PS2 had a goated run.
The PS2 is great, but I feel like a lot of the people who think that's probably the best, it probably is nostalgia.
Yeah.
I found there was just so much more with the PS5, but I don't know. It was such a good console. But at the same time, it was very needed for an upgrade. It felt like it was a very long cycle. Realistically, it wasn't. It was like 7 years.
Yeah. How many different variants they put out? There's the original PS4, PS4 Slim, the Pro. Was there another one?
Did they do a PS4 Slim?
I don't know if they did a Slim, did they?
Because it was the same design, except the Pro came in white, I think.
I don't know.
My Pro was white.
I had a base model PS4.
I had a white one. It was not the Pro, though.
No, my Pro was black. My original one was white because I remember it's still up at Dad's place.
Yeah, they did do a Slim. Yeah. It's just the one that's a bit more rounded edge.
I will
not
say
as jagged.
It's a nice... Because, the Pro had the third tier on it, didn't it?
Yeah, I honestly don't remember.
There it is down in the corner.
Oh, yeah, bottom left.
Yeah. Oh, here's the 3 models. Yeah, I had the original. I still think the original looks the best.
Yeah, it did. I don't like how they move the LED light because if I had mine in my room with my TV on the shelf, the light couldn't see it. When it was put in front and I'm trying to sleep and I can just see that little blue glow right on my eye line,
it's annoying.
Drive me up the wall. Bit of duct tape, fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really liked the PS4. I to be fair, I haven't played it in ages, but there's been no need to. No. The PS5 does everything the 4 does. And I think that's the problem with the 5 is it's just a 4 again, but a bit more powerful.
Yeah.
There's a couple of new features, but nothing crazy.
I'm still on that, I need to replace my PS4. do I just replace it with the PS5?
Don't
or
buy a
do I
PS4 these days.
Well, I have nothing for PS5. Everything I've got
You
is
may
for
as well
PS4.
get a 5 because you can
That's
do it
my
on
thinking,
4.
but it's also like, do I want to spend that much on it when I'm probably not going to buy any games specifically for it?
Well, I reckon
Buy
just
a pre-owned one.
Just buy a pre-owned one or buy a Slim when they come on sale to ridiculous prices.
Again.
Yeah. Just do that. Just do one of those.
Because realistically, what do you want to play on a PS4? Or even a PS5 for that matter? When was the last time you touched one?
Well, the last time I touched a PS4 was 2 days before mine blew up.
Which was?
Like 2 years ago.
Oh, it's longer than that. Longer than
That was
that.
when we had the storm on Christmas Eve.
It was longer than that.
That was before you knew me.
Yeah, it was before
Well
you knew
before
him.
you knew me.
Yeah. But either
I think
way,
it was the year you started.
no, it was before that. I remember it. I remember
Okay.
you going through the whole thing. But yeah, no,
Goated run.
it was a very goated run.
I like
Yep.
the design to it fit in cupboards perfectly.
It did.
Yes.
It fit very well. The PS5,
Didn't have
It's-
good airflow, but it fit in them.
no, but popping that thing off and seeing the dust come out of it when you were trying to clean out. Warzone on that thing, horrendous.
Also, the foot with it. Did that come with it? Or was that like much like the PS5, you had to buy that separately?
I don't think the classic, like the fat one there did.
I don't think it came with it.
Don't
no.
think it came with anything. I like that because the original PS5 the launch one comes with that plastic
Yeah.
like oval shaped thing, and you've got a weird key that you plug in to screw the thing in.
Yeah, it comes
That's
to the
cool.
base.
Okay.
Screws into the little. That's nice. Maybe I'm thinking of the PS4 one because the PS5 one I've got's got the black stand.
It's crazy to think that it was 5 years ago that the PS5 came out, but the biggest thing was how hard it was to fucking get one. Like 2.5 years. Ridiculous.
Wasn't the PS5 like the processor in it the same as that they're using in Tesla at the time or something?
The
or like
PS5 processor or some of the chips, I believe, was the same as some of the Sony cameras.
yeah,
So, for
okay.
example, the Sony A7S III, which also came out in 2020, which is still a fucking goated camera. It's the camera that's actually filming Brock right now. It is the same processors. You could not fucking buy these for so long, because I think what happened was a factory burnt down in China or something with the silicon or something. I don't know.
Yes. So because of COVID, there was a silicon shortage because not everyone was going to work.
Yeah.
And so all these chipsets and everything that needed the silicon to actually be constructed just weren't being constructed.
Yeah. I think
So-
I think a factory had a
Possibly as well.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I just remember it was because of a shortage of silicon.
there was something. Yeah, I think it was the silicon, but there was something that overlapped with these Sony cameras and the PS5. So you couldn't get like an A7S III or a lot of these cameras because obviously Sony's going to put all that into.
Yeah.
The camera
consoles.
market's quite small.
I have a
Yeah,
feeling
expensive, but you're not going to.
I have a
doing that.
feeling Ben might be on the money though. That it was because of maybe not Tesla, but it was
It
definitely
was a
something
car
to do
chip
with cars.
because
Yeah.
the PS5 needed one of these chips, and the same chip that was getting used was like, I think we used Tesla because that's what came in my head. It was like you needed 45 of the same processors in that car, so that was where the priority was going. Because obviously a $60,000 car outbeats a $1,000 PlayStation. The fight for trying to get one of those day one on like the pre-order thing, because EB did it an hour early after the Sony announcement.
Yeah.
I remember this happened I was like, PS5 thing gets announced at 8:30. You can pre-order at 9. I roll out of bed at 7:55, and EB's got the website up, and I'm ringing all the boys, going like, get online now and buy your console, or it literally will be a 6-month wait, which turned into 2 years.
Yeah, I was about to say 2 years after they came out was when I started working with you, and we still had that giant list of names where
see,
like
you don't
calling many people every day, just like we've got a console here for you. Come and pick it up.
I was so lucky. It was like a month after the PS5 rocked up, and I was walking around at work, and there's a message sent out to everyone, be like, "Hey, we just got 80 PS5s. We're not going to get any more for probably about 6 or 7 months. We're not going to get any more for ages. If you want to buy one now. We've actually only got like 10 available. The rest of these are pre-orders."
Yeah.
So it was like, you got to buy it right now. So I did, and I was so lucky because it was longer. It was like 8 months till we got some. We got a fuck ton, and we got some few months later, but it was hard to get those
That
things.
first Christmas I worked with you was brutal.
Yeah.
trying to tell people, like, I'm so sorry we do not have this. I can take your name and your number and I'll give you a call when we've got it. Oh, will it be before Christmas? It probably won't be before Christmas next year. I'm sorry. Like,
It's ridiculous. There's certain things like that, they just take fucking forever to get.
yeah.
I remember walking into EB because it was like the only place that had stock of that at the time, and I was like, do you want a bag for this? Oh, actually, we don't have a bag for it. And I'm like, I have to walk to my car with a headset, a controller, and this thing, and I'm just hugging this thing for dear life, making sure that no one steals it from me. It's horrible.
I'm so surprised. I mean, I know these big companies, it's still hard to get production of a lot of things they make, but when I bought that camera recently, that little Sony RX100 Mark 7, I was talking to you guys. I bought that from our work, and it was the first time we had one in 2.5 years.
Yep.
They were that fucking hard to get. It's the same with people who know this camera like crazy, is the Canon G7X Mark III. That thing is so incredibly hard to get. Whenever we get them, we sell them like that, and it's once every 3 or 4 months. It's ridiculous how some of these products are still so hard to get because there's shortages with some of these factories worldwide.
I think it's whether or not they've got to change it up so they use different parts or they manage to get different chips from somewhere. They can't use the same things now, and the same thing's happening with that big RAM shortage and everything.
We can talk about that. Like, just quickly before we jump onto that though, the other big camera was the Fuji X100 camera. I bought the Fuji X100 5. So this camera was massive a few years ago. Oh, I mean, it's still big now because it has this thing called film simulation, which it makes it look like it's like a retro style
It has the
photo.
film grain sort of stuff.
Yeah, but really good quality because Fuji made all the film back in the day, and they they scanned a fuck ton of photos, millions of photos or something, and they've got that whole look and feel in it, and put it in there, and there's a bunch of different types. So you can go on and be like, oh, this looks like this type of film or this type of film, and they're all types of Fuji film you could have bought back in the day. This thing was so hard to get. I got one of the only ones left in the country. I had it for about a year, and I made $1,500 on it when I tried to sell it. I didn't even try to scalp it. I had the cheapest price online. It was gone within 3 minutes of me putting it up. Someone saying, I'll come buy it right now. I'll drive from Sydney.
Jeez.
I remember my TikTok.
See, that's how you do a marketplace link, is you offer to drive. You want the thing, you drive out to get it.
It was insane. I remember I was like, hey, I'm just going to put this up. I don't use it enough. The new version came out, wasn't as hard to get, but that's what they did is these were made in Japan.
Yeah.
And then with the Fuji X100 6, when that came out, they shifted production to China. They still feel great, solid. They're like a full metal camera. They're really good. But they shifted over to China to produce more.
And in people's heads, it means that it's not as good.
Oh, some people thought that. They're still great. Like, I had both of them. I couldn't, besides the fact that the new one was an upgrade as a much better sensor, everything like that, they still flew off the shelves. Yeah. And you still can barely get them.
My TikTok was loaded with people being like, this is what it can do. And I'm like, I really want one. Then you look at how much it costs and you're like, oh, maybe I don't need that.
Yeah, this was like at the moment.
I need to eat this month.
Yeah, the Fuji X100 6 is like a $2,899 camera.
Yeah, when the inflation and everything, I was like, oh yeah, you can get this for $3,300. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do like the look of them. They've got that old retro.
They're really cool. It just sucks. I know it's the whole vibe. You can't zoom on it. It's just a fixed 23mm lens, equivalent of like a 35mm on full frame. You can crop in. The new one's 40 megapixels, so you can crop in a fair bit. I've got some cool photos from both of mine, but I just didn't use them enough, so got rid of them. But what were we just about to talk? The RAM shortage.
The RAM shortage.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever talked about that.
I think we mentioned it, but yeah, we didn't go too deep on it.
Yeah, so there's been a RAM shortage worldwide because it's being used in
AI data centers.
Yeah, in AI data centers. So RAM has skyrocketed. This has been a thing for a while.
The price of it has skyrocketed, yes.
And then on the other end of it now is that NVIDIA is cutting GPU manufacturing.
No, they're changing how they're actually outputting the manufacture. So all the 50 series cards, less of them are going to the commercial side. They're all going to AI. Yes.
So no, but there will be less of them available for people to buy, essentially.
Yes.
Which has now inflated the price of that.
And their fix for this was like I've seen it announced on a couple of people putting stuff out about it, is they're bringing back the 3060 as available. Oh, we've still got this available to gamers because the 3060 uses different chips than what the 50 series does. And they're still in more or less ready supply.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, Brock, I should sell my 3070 that's sitting there in a cupboard.
I reckon you should. You'd probably, like, you're not going to make bank on it, but you'd make an okay
Oh, yeah,
profit.
you never sold that, did you?
No, well, I was going to give it to, I think my stepbrother wanted it. He was going to build a gaming PC, and then he never got around to it. It's just sitting in there. I mean, it has rendered hundreds of hours worth of the shitty little VFX things we did for uni, but...
Which, look, other than the fans, you don't get that much wear and tear on
Oh, no,
graphics
my
cards.
CPU took the brunt of that because I didn't have the paid version.
I'm trying to find a thing. I saw a photo on Reddit the other day. I think it might have even been this. No, it wasn't. A guy was going through his company's old servers to get rid of them, and he found legitimately like 10 or 20 3080s all combined for a server
that's not
farm
the one
or
I
something.
saw.
And
the one I saw was that he found a bunch of 1080s.
Oh, no, it was 1080s. It was 1080s to scrap.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, these were like one of the most goated cards of all time. People love. Was it the 1080 Ti people loved?
Yeah. Because I had just gotten a 980 and then the 10 series came out and everyone went ballistic for them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, okay, I'll just sit over here with my previous generation stuff then, which was still working fine. But yeah, they were... It's hard to convey if you weren't in the space, if you weren't interested in it, like what the fervor was for these things.
No,
like
I do remember
that
the 10 series of the video graphics cards was... It was like, I feel like the big jump to make it almost more mainstream. That's when I jumped in, was in the 10 series. I got it on a laptop, to be fair. It wasn't anything crazy. But people still talk about those cards like crazy.
It was the point at which I was having people who had no knowledge on computer specs at all come in and go, I need a 1080. It needs a 1080 in it. It's like, what are you using it for? I'm like, oh, playing games. I'm like, okay, are you playing games or is your girlfriend playing games? She just wants to play The Sims. You do not need a 1080.
You don't need a 1080. Fuck, I was going to say something really cool and epic, but I forget. It was something about graphics
You'll
cards.
announce it later on.
No, I won't. Oh, fuck, I need to remember this now. Just say something.
I remember, back to graphics cards, I remember when I was building my PC, I got my friend to put through a list of parts that I wanted to use, and I was like, yep, cool. And I took it into like a local PC shop around here, and they're like, don't have this, and this, replace it all. And he goes, you got two options with your graphics card. I don't know what my mate put down. I think it was like a 2070 or something. It was like, just use that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can get a 2060 Ti or a 3070. And I was like, oh, I think I want the newer card. And he goes, oh, you sure? We've only got one left. It cost me like $1,100. And like, this was a couple years after it had come out. And he's like, it's the only one we got left and we're not getting any more. And I was like, I'll get that one then. Turns out I probably should have gone for the other, like there was another build I had that put aside that was all AMD rather than Intel.
Yeah.
Should have gone down that route. But I mean, it was still a decent, served its purpose.
That's what I was sort of going to say, is that I feel like PC gamers, as one myself, are some of the most aggressive and stingy, but also sympathetic and nice. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but basically people will go off their head and say, your build shit, you should have done this, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? It fucking plays the games I want in the way I want. But they'll also be super stingy with their builds and be like, like the biggest debate is like, you can make a PC the same price of a console and perform way better. It's like, okay.
But I also have to hunt and scavenge and find
all this stuff. But then at the other time, they will spend tens of thousands of dollars sometimes on builds. But then they'll also skimp out on games. And get shitty when they got to pay full price. It's never-ending cycle.
Like, I mean, you dropped close to, what was it, $7,000?
No, mine was about 6,000.
Yeah, which should have been more if you had bought it outright, just not the way you did. The amount of people who would be like, cool, I'm going to buy that. It's 10 grand, blah, blah. I need a monitor. I don't want to spend more than $200 on the monitor.
You're completely right.
Yeah.
If you're buying a crazy graphics card, why the fuck are you skimping out on the monitor?
Yeah, because it's like going, hey, I'm going to get the best car available right now, but I'm going to put a shitty engine in it.
It's exactly. Well, the big thing is I used to see a lot is when people would go onto like a PC part picking website to build a computer or get someone else to build it, and they got parts to select. Graphics card, max storage,
whatever
max
the biggest
RAM,
number on there is.
cheapest power supply.
Oh, fuck that.
If you're going to buy all this expensive stuff, you've got to get something that supports it. I'm sorry.
The amount of computers I've had to fix where the problem has been a burnt out power supply because it hasn't been like the amount of people who don't even go for like bronze rated stuff, which is like, if you not in like in the space, if you don't know what that means, basically you have power supplies, and if they've got bronze, silver, or gold rating, it means that they are rated to run for a very long time under a multitude of conditions. The amount of people who skimp out and go for ones that don't have those ratings because they think, oh, it all puts out the same amount of power, they'll be fine. Yes, it technically puts out the same amount of power, but it's not going to last as long. It's going to last like 6 months maybe and then be dead.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have people saying, oh, mine's lasted forever, blah, blah,
I
blah.
am generalizing on some of that, but I'm not wrong.
But no, I do see that a lot, is when people buy something expensive and it needs an accessory and they'll skimp out on that.
Yeah.
I see it a ton with cameras. There's a few things. It's like, okay, I'm going to buy something like a decently priced camera at the moment is like a Sony A7 IV. At the moment, you get them from like $2,500, $3,000. It's a good camera. It's about 4 years old now. It's been superseded as of like a month ago, but still, it's like basically a current camera. They'll go buy like a $400 lens. It still does the job, but if you're going to spend all this money on the camera, get something that's a bit decent. And I'm not saying you've got to spend all this money. You don't. You can get some amazing cheap lenses, but really, it's like, come on, man. If you're going to buy one good thing, you've got to get something that's going to really match it, and you're going to be able to show off how good this is with this thing.
Yeah.
And that's the same, like buying a super expensive lens, but then a cheaper body.
In a similar vein, people who go out and spend big money on a TV and then don't get a soundbar because they're like, oh no, the TV has speakers, it's going to be just as good.
That's a massive pet peeve. This is a PSA. If you have a newer TV, a good one, please get a soundbar. They don't have speakers properly in them anymore.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be I need to spend as much on the soundbar.
No way. You can even get some cheap ones. Hey, not super cheap, but get like a Sonos Beam. Like in Australian dollars, they're about 800 and they regularly come on sale.
Yeah.
I've got a Sonos Beam in my TV. I don't need to upgrade. Yeah, you've got one. They're an amazing soundbar. Lizard, she's got an 85-inch BU8000 Samsung. It's a cheaper big Samsung from a few years ago, but I was like, I need to get you a soundbar. This sounds like fucking atrocious. Shit.
Yeah.
I got her an old Bose TV speaker I bought like 4 years ago, plugged it in. Night and day. Sounds so much better.
Speaking of night and day, Brock picked up a soundbar the other day. It has been in my boot for nearly 2 years now, but here's
my reason for not putting that up right now, the second I got it home, was because no, it's in the house. I just need to clear everything out of the space in front of the TV. Our TV cabinet is not fitted for a soundbar. It's a very old TV cabinet.
Oh no, neither was my TV I bought that
put it on the ground.
I had like a 50-inch.
It'll still sound better.
Yeah,
it would sound better. I had like a 50-inch Hisense on like those little square IKEA boxes, and I'm so glad it had a center stand.
Yeah.
And then I just had the soundbar balanced perfectly underneath the TV.
I had something that were like based on the topic we were talking about beforehand, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm going to move on to this one.
I do want to say quickly before we get off the soundbar stuff is that I do think, because I know people are going to say, oh, getting a soundbar is a scam. It's not. I do think it's bullshit that TVs don't have good speakers anymore.
Yeah.
It's just how it is with having such a thin TV. You can buy something that is $10,000, $20,000. It's going to sound like shit, and it sucks that you got to buy this stuff separate when in your old CRTs, they sounded great because of all that room that they had to put speakers in. But please, just get a soundbar.
It's that they put good speakers into them.
Yeah, but they had the room for it. Like, if you were to put a good speaker on a modern TV now and it's that thick, where the fuck are you going to put it? You're just going to have a big bulbous thing on the bottom. No, it's a separate soundbar.
Yeah, my TV's got a thick back for like a...
You've got a thick TV and it's not even that thick.
No, it's a decent size, but no, it has good speakers in it, but it also weighs like 15 kilos more than your TV.
Yeah.
It is fucking heavy, but I don't need a soundbar. I just bought one because I like listening to stuff.
Yeah.
You were going to say, Brock?
I had again, before we go off soundbars, when do you think people really started pushing more towards soundbars versus sound systems, whereas I've got a surround sound system, I've got a speaker in every corner?
I reckon 5 years ago was when it really was it flipped over the soundbars.
Because we all work in retail selling electronics.
Yep.
Do you still have pushback, particular from older customers, where they're like, I bought this sound system years ago, it still works great. I don't think it's going to be better than a soundbar.
They don't understand, yeah.
Yeah, trying to show them or convince them or detail out to them, hey, this is why this is better, and they won't accept it. I spent this much on, again, much like people who spent so much on computers so long ago, and oh no, it's as good now as it was back then. It's it just isn't.
My grandparents had one of those expensive sound systems in the mid 2000s, and they used it for 10 plus years, where they had the 2 rear speakers and they had a bass unit and a few other speakers around the house. I think they had some in the ceiling. This was probably a 5-10K setup, and they moved about 5-6 years ago now, and I got them a cheap soundbar, and I don't think they can tell the difference.
No.
They're this sounds about the same. I mean, they're getting older, so everything like that. But
also, to try and get ahead of all the people who are probably going to try and flame me in the comments, I'm not saying that the speakers you could get back then for sound systems were bad.
Oh no, they sound great.
Yes,
they're amazing.
You can get some amazing speakers that were made for back then. It's just that the format of the media that we're watching these days is adjusted for a soundbar. It's not for, hey, a big full surround sound system at 7.1 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all geared towards you having a single speaker there with the tweeters and the woofers and everything in one singular bar.
Oh, well, it depends, because for example, my soundbar system, I've got stereo. I've got a Sonos system. I've got a Sonos Beam, and I've got a Sub Mini, and then I've got 2 Era 100s, which I've got as rears, and it's great. Certain stuff doesn't sound super good on it, and it's just a little bit louder, but they're still good, and you can get systems that are 11.1. And it's crazy what you can do on them now.
Depends what you're watching now, because a lot of the issue with streaming services is hey, you have the basic version of Netflix. Awesome. You get HD content. That's it. You pay the $25 a month one. You get some of the Netflix shows that have the Dolby Vision. They have Dolby Atmos. They work incredibly well with soundbars. You don't get that if you're paying or you're watching free-to-air TV. It's not really worth it.
Yeah,
no.
That's the problem. Is they suck you in by getting you, and you need to get this. Oh, now you need to get this. Now you need to get this, which is the same. It's just all consumerism stuff. It's always going to be like that.
Yeah, I think back to the topic about the big sound systems versus when we swapped to soundbars. I think people who were building and buying those systems 10, 15 years ago, they own their house. They didn't have to worry about moving 15 grand worth of electronics, and that shit was built to last you 20 years.
Yeah.
And now it's...
And a lot of them were audio files where it's they're happy to spend that much on it, versus a family where it's I just need something that I can hear what's being said over the music of whatever I'm watching.
But now it's hey, most people are staying in a house that they're renting 1 or 2 years. A lot of young people don't have houses. If I can take a little square box this big and it'd give me cinema level audio in my lounge room, I'm buying an $800 soundbar and sticking it under the TV.
Yeah.
It's working, no problem at all.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it a lot smaller.
It's just more convenience.
I will say, I do think it's cool that a lot of these older sound systems you can integrate with soundbars. Sonos Sonos have got things where you can plug it in and basically it's just going to be a part of the system.
Is that what the optical part's for on the back of it?
No, you could just, I think you can do optical through that. Optical is obviously just so if you want to put it through optical.
But if they've got the RCA ports and everything.
Oh, just always use RCA. Not RCA. Yeah. EARC.
EARC.
No, ARC, not RCA.
No, I'm meaning RCA if it has the older ports for the red and
the
red and
left
white.
and right.
None of them are going to have that anymore. I don't think I couldn't tell you anything that's basically got that besides maybe some DVD players.
Record players?
I was about to say,
just record players, but yeah. But yeah, no, it's really cool to be able to integrate them with newer systems. But yeah.
That would sound hectic too. Full 6-channel sort of thing and then have the Sonos at the front. That would sound really cool.
You can. Yeah, well, a lot of people have old record setups and they'll plug it in and do it all through that, and it sounds great. Sounds amazing.
Dad spent a fair chunk of money. He had this old big system which I used to have, and then it just completely crapped it. It was 15 years old then. He spent like $6 or $7 grand on like a record setup and like getting Bose speakers and getting it all set up, proper tuner and everything. Very expensive. He had to build a whole new cabinet for it. But that thing, you turn it on, whole house fills with sound.
Yeah, I remember my mum having a similar setup where it was like a multi-tiered system of like, the record player, there's a thing.
Had a 9-track
cassette,
built in.
CD.
My dad had
and
an
then
Akai
massive
one.
Yamaha speakers at either end of the... I know where the camera is. Massive Yamaha speakers at either end of the TV cabinet.
Yeah, I think Dad's was Yamaha. And then I think the actual unit itself was Sony. It was like grey but black, and then it also had like weird like neon purple and green and like hologram. Like it was a very cool sound system.
Mum's might have been Sony. It was grey. I do remember that. But
and it had like purple like see-through like parts on it with a CD drive. It was like a
ours was all silver, and then had like had big round feet on each part of it, but they had like a gold ring on each foot.
This was my first record player. It was an Akai multi-system.
That's sick.
I think it had 6 CDs and like 2 tape. It was a double tape deck and then a record player on the top and then an FM AM radio on it. My dad bought this in like 92 and I was using it till like 2018, I want to say, till the belt on the record player broke. Absolutely amazing. Like audio gear lasts the test of time.
Yeah.
I feel like out of any bits of technology, audio was not pinpoint, like mastered, but it just lasted and it's been good for a long, long time. Like, for example, you can buy some speakers from like the 60s and they sound fucking amazing. My first speakers I had were like floor to like here, like wooden. Like it looked like fucking balsa wood speakers that were amazing back in the day, that you had to use just straight speaker wire and like do some conversion shit. And they sounded great. Another thing is that, and it appreciates over time, but also just because it's a bit more of a niche and a rare thing, is like old guitar amps cost a fucking bomb. If I had like an old 60s or 70s like Fender, like tweed looking amp, they go for a crazy amount now.
And also
So
like
they still
stupid heavy as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I've got an amp and a cab upstairs, and they've all got vacuum tubes in them. Like modern ones still do. You can get solid state amps and they sound great as well, but people, it's like, oh, you got to get the vacuum. You got something with a tube in it, like a tube amp. They're very heavy, very, very heavy. But I mean, it's just the type of thing. If it's good quality and it lasts, you're gonna go that. I mean, just like guitars, they fucking appreciate like crazy over time.
I remember when I used to work next to an antique shop, we used to go in there all the time and just like look at random shit. Someone found, like all the dealers had their own little section, and we went in. Some guy brought in this little coffee table, and we're like, oh, that's really cool. And he goes, it had a little cabinet on the front. And I was like, that's sick. And he goes, check this out. Opened the lid of it up, and it was a record player, and in the drawers were built-in speakers.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like, $100, but the only thing is all the wiring to get it powered is just destroyed. I was like, he goes, I reckon it would sound hectic. It had like spots that you could slot all the different vinyls in, and I'm like, that's really cool. I have no space for it, but I want it. And he goes, if you can figure out how to wire this all up, it's all yours. No one knows how to fucking do it. It was fucking 40 years ago that this thing was built.
Yeah, you could take it into some type of specialty shop. It would cost a bomb to get it sorted, and just wouldn't be worth it at that point.
No.
Oh, well, there's always those things where you're like, oh, I wish I grabbed that. I think I've told this story before about when Dick Smith was closing.
Yeah.
And I went in and they had all the old game kiosks. They had the old 360 one. They had the PS2, the GameCube one. I think they had an Xbox one. And I was like, fuck, I wish I had these. I was like 17, 18. I didn't have space or the money for them, but they were selling them for like $50 each. Those things go for a fucking bomb.
Could you imagine how sick that would look
That
right
would
there?
look so... Imagine if we had all of them.
You're going to make some money first.
That's the Xbox startup sound.
Interchangeable. You could switch the games that you wanted to play. Oh, that was sick.
Yeah, they were only like the 15-minute trials, but yeah, that would be absolutely sick to have.
Turn that into an emulation station.
You can get stuff like that. Like Linus did a video where he had this big like arcade machine thing put on his wall that was like an emulator.
No, but I want specifically the silver and blue Sony one from like very early 2000s that had the PS2s in it.
Yeah, I've seen people do similar. We would like to move to a new topic.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to do this one.
Oh, that's you too.
Ben, Ben's definitely got opinions on this,
I do,
much
I
like
do.
I do. So Lego Batman's coming out pretty soon, March 26th, I think I said earlier today.
Yep.
Playing all the older Lego games, do you feel that they lost something when they went to, hey, we're going to have dialogue in these rather than just like no dialogue, just everything was sort of...
Like grunts and noises and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they did lose something because half of the comedy in those games was just the slapstick stuff where the actions didn't need to be described. It was just like, hey, look, we're going to do something funny, throw, head falls off, hilarious.
Yeah. Particularly stuff like the Star Wars Lego games where everyone has seen the movies. You know the general gist of what's being said. They're able to dictate all of that without saying a single word.
And
but then they make it funny just through, like, as you said, just little bits of slapstick. It was so much better, I feel.
Yeah, I've played a few of the newer games where they do have like little voice lines. I think Lego Batman 2 or something was like the first one that had it, or like DC Supervillains or something.
See, I thought it was one of the Indiana Jones games was the first.
It very well
one to
could have been. I only played a little bit of the first Indiana one, but it just took away the charm that those games had. The gameplay was still fine up until you get to probably the DC Supervillains one where it was more open world, but I don't know, it just lost its charm.
Yeah. There's something about, like, I don't know if there's many games where you could go back and point at them and say this would be better without dialogue, but definitely those are among those few.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still disappointed we didn't get the James Bond, because I think they teased that they made a trailer for like the Casino, or like the Daniel Craig movies, but in Lego. We've talked about this like 40 episodes ago. I think that could have been really well, especially off the back of the Indiana Jones stuff. But no, bit of a letdown. But does the new Lego Batman have?
I think it has dialogue. I think.
Yeah, but they've also changed up everything about that game that I'm gonna probably still be excited anyway.
Yeah. That's actually, going back to an earlier topic, that would probably be one of my other cozy games to go back and play, is like Arkham City.
Yeah, true. That is a fantastic game. I still have to buy it on PC, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it runs that well on PC, does it?
It does.
I know.
Oh, no, it does. I just had a shit computer at the time.
Yeah. Origin.
I think we all did when it first came out.
Yeah. I think Arkham Origins doesn't run too well. There's some weird thing with the
Warner Brothers anti-piracy bullshit thing that they crowbarred into it. Yeah,
because they've locked the frames on it as well, and then like the weird physics engine doesn't run too sweet.
If you can unlock it, yeah.
It played all right. It's just not a great game.
No, it's not. We'll move on to the bottom one that I've got down there.
Oh, I wanted to talk about something else real quick.
Okay, go.
So at the time of recording, we're actually on 420 subscribers.
Oh god, yeah, bong time, baby.
This is the Ben episode.
No, I don't know.
Go back in time, bro.
Oh.
But I was gonna say, this is a bit of a pull out that I didn't even ask you guys. What are some of the most memorable gaming missions that you can think of? And the reason I say this is, speaking of 420, one of the most memorable, and you know exactly what it is straight away, is burning the fucking marijuana crop in Far Cry 3.
Yeah,
and then Burn Dem playing.
Yeah, Burn Dem. I mean, there's also another one there's one in San Andreas where you got to burn weed as well, isn't there?
Oh, it's not the same.
Oh, it's nowhere near the same.
That mission was just, with that music, I feel like a lot of the time music's a big play to make a mission.
It really is.
Like iconic.
Yeah. I mean, there's songs in Black Ops 2 where that happens, and then also the start of Far Cry 3 with Paper Planes as you're jumping out of a plane. That set that game up to be...
I forgot about that.
That would be a game worth playing.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, I can't remember which mission it is, but you're like stealing the jets and then they start playing Danger Zone as you're like trying to finish the mission.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. The end of GTA 5 when they played that song?
The Midnight City.
Yeah, is it Midnight City? Like
M83 or whatever it is.
That's what it is. It always comes up in my thing when they you do like the good ending and they push, what is it?
The FBI agent off the pole thing.
The guy off the fucking in the car.
Oh, yes,
and they're playing it. Yeah, that's great. The end of another iconic mission or two is, you got to say, I was going to say Warthog Run on Halo 1 and 3.
I'd love to agree with you on that, but I can't. That fucking controls on that Warthog suck.
Oh, in the first one, I think it's just because how you were playing it. It's
The controls are
So fucking
very
slidey.
They are slidey.
It's rough, but when you like start nailing jump after jump, and you're just like hammering through the walls.
We'd been playing for like 11 hours. I couldn't nail that any harder if I tried.
No, but Halo, I think that is probably the progression of, okay, let's just do it better. The Warthog run in Halo 1 is like such a like, oh, this is so cool, the end of this fucking game. They didn't have it in Halo 2. The one in 3 is that like the one in Halo 1 on steroids.
Halo
like,
again.
Everything fucking crashing down. And
Halo again. Halo 2, the ODST drop when you're like find the next ring.
Yeah.
And you drop down.
That iconic.
Mission, amazing.
Yeah.
I love that mission.
No, especially when it's like, can you be any louder? And he pulls out the fucking rocket launcher. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Titanfall 2, where you're like, he throws you when you're on the like the ship thing.
I never played Titanfall.
I need to play that. Yeah, no.
Really?
Yeah, no, I haven't played it either.
It's like a 6-hour story.
I know.
know.
I know it's very good. I know it's very good. I need to play that.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to.
It's like $4 on Steam.
Actually, very quickly, on the original Titanfall, I know Titanfall 2 didn't do it as much. What's your feelings on games where, hey, we have a story, but the story's happening off screen while you're essentially just playing the multiplayer against bots?
I'm not.
Is that not the big critique
never
against
played Titanfall 1.
Titanfall 1?
Never played
Titanfall 1 was just multiplayer. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
but
it
I
was cool.
I seem to remember being told that like there was a story, but it's all happening off screen.
Yeah, there is story.
You just happen to be.
Yeah,
Titanfall 1
nearby.
was just like the Xbox launch title that people were like, this is cool, you should play this.
I didn't think it was on the original Xbox. I thought it was
No,
360.
it wasn't on 360 either. I don't believe it was on the Xbox One.
Okay.
It was like the launch title for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I only played Titanfall 2 because I really got into it when Apex got big, and they're like, oh, all the stuff goes in and starts from there.
Yep.
Then they took the servers down, and they're like, no, this game's pretty much dead, and the games you do find are just full of hackers. So it's like, all right, whatever. And I don't think they're even hosting. There's some Reddit and like Discord servers that still host shit, but you've got to be like, oh, we've only got 64 slots and they're all taken. Sorry.
Yeah.
That game though is fucking incredible. That's actually probably something worth playing again.
Yeah, no, definitely would be, I reckon, from everything I've heard.
I'm sure there's other missions and levels that, like, if I put my mind to it, I could, like, immediately point to.
I mean, you're right about iconic Red Dead. Like, I think some of the most iconic missions, the one that still gives me the most chills, Red Dead-wise, and iconic, is still at the end of the epilogue of the second game, when you're going up the hill.
Yeah.
And you're going to find Micah.
Yeah.
Like, just because they play the original music and everything. I think it's lost on a lot of people who didn't play the first game as much. Still really cool. But especially going up there and it's like, oh, this is really reminiscent of the first game and it's got the music going and everything like that. That's really cool. Not the end, but like the end of the main story of Red Dead's also iconic. And it's really good, but I don't think it hits the same for me, I guess. I don't know why.
Do you reckon that's because of how
story-wise it's amazing?
Story-wise and graphically different?
Oh, it's a different tone between those missions. Oh, it's the same game.
Yeah.
And the final mission of the first Red Dead game as well, especially opening those barn doors right at the end, and you know it's like, you know, okay, I can't win. I literally can't win.
There's a lot of moments in Red Dead 2, like the walking up to the house.
Yeah, walking up to the house, that's an iconic moment with everyone in the gang.
Getting drunk in the bar with Lenny.
I reckon the stranger missions in Red Dead 2 particularly, the stranger missions are way, way more memorable than any of the stranger missions in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, because they play into the story more. The stranger missions help your like morality compass more, and I think one reason why they're a lot more notable is like in that scene where Arthur's going back to camp and he's playing like all the stuff in the background, like
that is a stranger. I'm more talking about the ones that you can just like stumble across. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like those stranger missions, I think some of those play while you're going back, like the audio. I could be wrong, but I think that
like one of the big ones is I can't remember his name, but I know the woman's name is Tammy. The ancestral brother and sister that try to eat you or rob you or something. If you happen to go near their house, like it plays a cutscene where they welcome you in and like give you dinner and everything, but they've drugged it.
I don't know if that's super memorable. I don't know if memorable to me as incest.
Wasn't
but maybe
memorable
to you,
Arthur.
So. Yeah, I know the mission you're talking about though.
But like that's what I mean by like the ones that like they're missions that you can miss if you didn't happen to go there. But
Putting
if
that on
you
the same
did-
level as the Halo Warthog run is crazy.
I don't know. The missions that like
I can't
The one
remember
that I
a
could just
single
stumble
fucking
across?
stranger mission at all out of
Yeah,
out of GTA or Red
I
Dead.
can remember the mysterious stranger,
yeah,
which they don't. He's in the second game, but you don't talk to him.
no.
And honestly, another great mission is you've played original Red Dead.
I know. I just jump on
Okay.
trains and rob things.
Okay.
I know what happens. In
No,
that.
but you probably don't. Oh, you might if you watch like cutscenes and that. Did you ever properly finish the original Red Dead?
The original Red Dead I've never played.
Well, okay.
I need
well,
to sit down and
so-
play it.
You got a
Do you
list.
guys know the ending of the original Red Dead?
Yes.
It's okay. It's 15 years old. So you go through the barn doors and John gets shot down by
Pinkerton agents.
Pinkerton, or it's like the army. It's the army with
Okay.
Pinkerton. And then it goes forward like 5 years and you play as Jack. And that's who, just like how in the first game you play as Arthur and then you play as John. There's a
game.
couple more. What?
Second game.
You know what I mean. There's a couple more missions after that where you can go and find a Pinkerton agent. He talks about Agent Ross and blah, 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 and you can go and kill Ross. And that was really memorable to me because it was a very basic mission,
Yes.
but right at the end you kill it and then it's got that and it does like the red thing over and has like the proper credits, I think, from there. That was really cool. But I'm not going to go into Metal Gear because there's so many memorable moments. There's
Thank you.
a lot.
That
in
one
there.
time when they played Invisible in Metal Gear Solid 3, that was a good
That
moment.
was Metal Gear Solid 5, actually.
Shall we go on to our bottom topic there?
Sure. What the fuck is that?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so something that like they quickly showed. We were watching a video earlier and talking about like the inventory space and that, and I thought, what are your guys' opinions on games that do inventory space? Do you prefer one where it's like, hey, I've got limited inventory? Should it be decided by weight of the items in there, or by physical space of having like I've got to arrange these items in there?
It
a la
all
Resident
depends
Evil 4?
on the weight, what they weight certain things in the game, and the sizes. I love Resident Evil 4. I like how they move the attaché case around and you can upgrade it and things like that. There's times where I fucking hate Fallout and Skyrim because I think some
Why
of the weight
fuck
stuff.
does this weigh this much?
Yeah, there's things that fucks me around with it. I don't mind either or. I end up usually putting more into strength and abilities that will let me hold more shit.
Yep.
Kind of depends on the game too. Because I mean, like Fallout, like the game you're referencing, I'm assuming I think it was based on space rather than actual.
No, Fallout is based on weight.
Yeah, the
No,
game
he's-
you were talking about.
Yeah.
The one that you got the question from when we were watching the
No,
video
it was,
earlier.
It was, yes, sorry, it was based on space.
Yes, it was
sorry.
based on. So I think that's a cool function. Having like, oh, you only have X amount of space on like a Tetris tile. You've got to fill this drink bottle here, and you've got to be very particular. I like that idea. If it's going to be like a puzzle, sort of like stealth, I don't know, horror game, I guess, because you're very particular about it. But like Fallout and Skyrim, I'm carrying 45 fucking iron great swords in my backpack, and they weigh like 6 each. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got, I was playing that game Sulfur. It's
Yeah.
got like an attaché case moving
Yeah.
around type of thing, and that's cool, but I'm definitely running out of space pretty quick in that.
I think the attaché case style one, like the Tetris tiles, like as you called it, I think that's less frustrating in the beginning of those games. Games that use weight, so Skyrim, Fallout, pretty much any Bethesda game where they've done RPG elements, they are definitely more frustrating in the beginning, early stages of the game because you're constantly running into that barrier of, I've carrying too much. I don't want to have to drop all this. I want to be able to sell all of this, but I can't move if I'm holding all of this.
Well, a good game with that is actually Project Silverfish. So that's weight dependent, but you hit a certain level and then everything you have on top just makes you slower.
Yeah.
So it's not instantly you're going as slow as possible, just like you're over encumbered in Fallout or Skyrim. It's you slowly get slower and slower and slower the more you hold. So if you want, you can hold like fucking everything and you're just going to be snail's pace to be like, oh, actually, I'll get rid of these things and you go a little bit faster up to a certain weight. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a good in between, but I'm also getting fucked with that as well. But because I'll kill like a group of 8 guys and I'll pick all their guns up and it's like, oh, the guns weigh 10 kilos each or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, Ark does a similar thing where it's, hey, you have 100 points of carry weight. once you get to 80, you start to slow down. It's like, just make it at 100, I slow down. And then if I go any further over that, then I stop. Don't give me this random like, hey, if I increase that, then I lose where my sort of like midpoint is, so I don't know how much I can carry before I slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which of the two would be my favorite. I think I'd just prefer to stick with what I said, where it's like, this is the Tetris tile is better in the early game.
Yeah,
but weight eventually gets to a point where it's like, doesn't matter at all.
Where you're with that sort of style, like the Tetris one, I think that's a more important way to have it depending on the game. So if you have to make choices and you've got to be very particular about what you want, having that style where you've got to actually make a decision to be like, I might need this later. I kind of want this now, but I don't need it now. And that I like that, like sort of like risky game of risk you're playing.
It also suits, like, as you were saying, it suits like survival horror, stealth games far better, because as you get bigger and better weapons, you have to then prioritize, cool, what am I going to lose so that I can hold these bigger guns? Whereas stuff like Fallout and Skyrim, it's more of a power fantasy where it's like, as I grow bigger and stronger, I can carry more and more stuff.
No. The bigger and stronger I get, the cooler I look. Lydia carries all my shit. I ain't carrying any of that around until you actually get shouted off a cliff.
Yeah. Or you use one of the mods that's like, I can just summon a trader wherever and just be like, take all my crap.
See, I modded it when I played it a little bit on PC. I didn't do anything crazy, just like visual stuff. Because I mean, the game runs as it runs. It doesn't need any changes.
I mean, it definitely helps if you go back and play it nowadays. Just like the visual changes for sure help it, but just breathing new life into a game where it's like, I've done everything in this. I need something new to happen.
Yeah. I know Shout playthrough was fun. I did enjoy that. Anything else we've got for today?
There is one other thing I wanted to quickly touch on. A game that keeps popping up in a lot of my feeds at the moment is Crimson Desert. I've noticed that every single story that washes across my feed has essentially worded their advertisement, we'll call it, the exact same way, where they go, oh, the world is bigger than Skyrim. It's twice as big as Red Dead Redemption 2. Every single one of them mentions both those two games in almost the same identical way. And it's just like, I was kind of interested in this game already, but the more I see these, I'm going to assume just regurgitated, paid for ads over and over and over from multiple different outlets. It's like, I'm kind of turning off it because none of you are saying anything original about it.
No, they would have got paid because they know the game's going to be either super subpar or they just want to highlight those 2 points.
They're just making it all about the size of the open world. And it's like, is there actually stuff to do in that open world?
Yeah, it's going to be a No Man's Sky situation.
Well, is it going to be a Metroid Prime 4 where it's like, cool, you called this semi-open world and the open world is fucking empty. Like, there's nothing to do. If you're just like, cool, we're going to follow the Ubisoft thing of like, here, big map, scatter collectibles all across it, infinite towers everywhere. Like, don't do that. Give me stuff to actually do that's memorable on them.
Yeah, you're not getting that out of Ubisoft, unfortunately.
Yeah, nah.
That ship sailed with Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
It was. I don't understand why it gets the hate it does.
No, because you've got to play as Kenway in the start.
Isn't there like a fuck ton of bullshit in the start?
Yes. I remember getting home from school, loading that up, took 4 hours to install it, and I'm like, I can finally play this game. And then it's like 3 hours before you actually get to play as Connor, and then you play him as a kid and you jump through fucking trees and bushes.
Long intros in games always do my head in when you're going to replay it. It's cool for story at the start, but when you don't get an option to skip for replay, it just prevents me from wanting to replay a lot of games.
That's why I kind of want to buy Marvel Spider-Man on PC, because I've only currently got it on console, because I want to skip all the Mary Jane shit. That's the only mission I want. I don't need to sneak around and take photos in an art gallery. I don't care. The second game where you got to ride on a bike as her and do all this other stupid shit, it just takes out so much unnecessary time of good.
Do you reckon that sort of like people griping about that is the reason why Sony's possibly, according to rumor, leaning into this AI that will play the game for you?
Oh, like if it's too difficult or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but like it's not about it being difficult. It's about it being a shit. The game builds so well and the story is good throughout, and then there's 25 minutes of just nonsense of just unnecessary, hey, you're not Spider-Man anymore, you're actually his girlfriend.
Well, I mean, we've mentioned this before, but in God of War Ragnarok, the fucking yak shit in the middle with what in Jotunheim.
Yeah.
That game, God of War Ragnarok, is an amazing game. I fucking love it. But that bit in the middle where you're playing as Atreus and you're going through on the fucking yak and
finding the marbles or whatever the hell you're doing.
I don't want to ever play that game again because that part was so fucking annoying. I was playing it like, I'm going to hate replaying this.
The original Dragon Age, one of the first mods I ever downloaded for it was to skip the fade section. The bit where it's like, oh, you got to go into the nightmare realm, the dream realm, blah, 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 and do all this bullshit and turn into other stuff. It was just like, just let me skip that. It's the most boring part of that entire game. And otherwise, without it, that game's really, really good. Am I also remembering correctly that similar to like the Atreus bit where you got to like fuck around and the Mary Jane bit, was there an Incredible Hulk game where you had to fuck around as Bruce Banner? Like just as a human?
Don't remember. I don't think I've played any of the Hulk games.
I had the original, like the Hulk game on the original Xbox.
I know people love that, but that's more of just like a fuck around prototype sort of game.
Yeah, kind of. There's like a scene where you're just jumping and running around. It's just like that, like, I think it was like a 2003 Hulk movie.
Yeah.
It was just
the Eric Banner one.
Yeah, that was really good. The Edward Norton one wasn't great, but did this job. I don't know. But yeah, that was just a great smash 'em up, jump, I'm the Hulk and I want to clap sort of game. It was hectic. I don't remember ever getting to a point where I needed to be Bruce Banner. I don't remember ever doing a story mission in that game. I think it was just damage things for points.
Yeah.
Which I was fucking like 5 years old.
That's how I played most of the prototype game. The first one, at least. I didn't play the second one, whereas it's like, I'll do the missions, but only because then I can get more powers and
just fuck around. Well, that's the same as Just Cause. They're like in their own sort of bubble of type of game. I don't know. It's like, it's open world, overpowered type of game, I guess you could say. Like Saints Row 4 was like that as well.
Oh, I wanted to like Saints Row 4.
It was fun, but like
preferred Saints Row 3.
Yeah, it was fun, but after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're like, okay, it's just all the same. Like it's good, but it's more fun as like a mod, honestly, or like a cheat or something like that.
I reckon Saints Row 4 was one of like not the biggest bait and switch the gaming industry has ever seen, but it was definitely for the fans that were looking forward to the game. A pretty big bait and switch of like, hey, here's the next game of the series. You get superpowers and all this blah, blah, blah. By the way, it's all like in a Matrix thing because you got kidnapped by aliens. You don't actually have superpowers. And they like, it annoyed me that
I don't think anyone's that invested in the Saints Row story that they got.
Didn't even think I knew that. I just think you had like powers. That was the whole thing of that game.
No, you get kidnapped, but you're the president, and then aliens invade, and you get kidnapped, and you get put in a Matrix thing, and you try to fight them.
That's why the city's like purple and shit. All it reminded me was about Far Cry Blood Dragon. That's all it reminded me.
Blood Dragon was one of the coolest and one of the first, I feel like, just like weird DLCs or things they added. And it was sick. It had fucking Michael Biehn as old mate, whoever you play.
Yeah, cyborg guy, whatever.
Yeah, and then the music was sick. I feel like Blood Dragon was one of the first things that really pushed let's bring back like the neon 80s sort of aesthetic in
the synth wave.
Yeah, in media. Like I remember when that came out, people were like, whoa, this is so cool, because it hadn't been oversaturated.
No.
I'm not saying it was directly the only thing that caused it. Was just the first thing I remember seeing a lot of people getting hyped about was that.
I remember it being a very solid DLC for like $15 at the time.
Yeah.
And you're just like, done. There's what else?
I wish they did more things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was one of the Far Cry. There's another game similar to that style where they're just releasing DLCs. The original Dying Light. They're still pumping DLC out for that game. And it's just like, go into this thing, it's a wizard type world, and you just get different weapons and different enemies.
The Hellgast or whatever. Not Hellgast, what was it? Yeah. It's
Hellguard, something like that.
Yeah.
That style where it's like, there's $6, you get a cool skin for the main game, you get a different weapon skin for the game, and then they're just solid half-hour experiences.
Yeah.
Stuff like that needs to come back, but money hungry.
Yeah, proper like DLC like expansions for a lot of single player games are just pretty much dead. There isn't, I mean, like there's some out there. They're still there, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it used to be.
It's not where the focus is these days, unfortunately.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of like big DLCs just aren't as popular anymore. It's more live service games, so.
Which sucks.
Well, take Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. The game itself was like $45 on the PlayStation Store. Yep. It was also like $35 in store. The DLC that came out like 3 weeks ago was more expensive than the base game. Or you could buy the double, like the combo with that DLC and the first game for $34. So like, why would you bother? Why are people paying more for the DLC? And it's not including all the previous DLCs you get either. It's not an Ultimate Edition. It's just game and new DLC, or you get the new game for $35. It's not worth any value now.
No.
And the store, like the PlayStation store, was even more expensive.
If you've come this far with us, sorry for me coughing all through the episode.
That's been the last however many episodes.
I just remember we've had a couple of comments previously when I've been sick and I cough and the camera focuses on me and comments are just like,
I have noticed that actually.
Yeah, mid-clip.
Why the cough though?
Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
We need touch mics.
To be fair, people have got no clue about how making this goes.
Yeah.
And making the podcast or
English.
editing it. Well, it's hard without sounding like a fucking
pretentious
freak.
snob.
Yeah, it's like people have got no clue how editing goes with like a long form video like this. I've automated it.
Oh yeah, you're not doing this
If
manually.
I was manually cutting between all these things, I would be editing for fucking 8 hours, bro.
Which I think for our first 3 episodes, you were doing that.
No, I never did.
No,
Because
autopilot the whole way.
the whole time. I was never going to do that because I love editing, but doing something like this and doing like
For
live
free?
multicast, on the side of having a full-time job and a side business that I work on regularly. No.
And at the time, you're working on another podcast as well.
Yeah. Who knows what's going on with that fucking thing?
They don't know.
They don't know.
I mean, I think you said before we started recording this episode as well, people just don't understand podcasting gear in general.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not really podcasting gear a lot of the time. The only thing I've really bought to do this is, there's a couple of things I've bought to make it easy. It's these microphones, a couple of stands for the cameras,
the lights,
and the Rodecaster. The lights I was gonna buy anyway.
Yeah,
because I use those for stuff already. But I use this all for my side video business stuff.
Yeah,
I use all of it.
It's not podcasting gear. It's
audio
visual gear.
One comment we get on heaps of clips, and it's always going to get is they need to make podcasting gear more expensive.
It's expensive enough.
Yeah, bro. I don't think you understand. To get this running legitimately in this room, we've said this so many times. There's 50, 60 grand worth of shit in here. These cameras aren't cheap. The lenses aren't cheap.
No.
The lights aren't cheap. Nothing of this shit's cheap. People just got no clue. People always going to talk shit online, but what are you going to do? And they're never going to change. Anonymity always makes people brave.
Oh, people just feel like their opinion has weight, and it's just look, you can have your opinion. I don't have to listen
there was
to
a thing that someone commented on our Slay the Spy video, and I've shown a few people about it, and they're like, that is so spot on for half of our comments on a lot of our videos. It's called Bean Soup Theory.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I think we did talk about this. Should have talked about it with Beans here.
I talked about her a bit today about it. Yeah, Bean Soup Theory. The Bean Soup Theory describes the social media phenomenon where people demand content to be tailored to their personal tastes, even when it's clearly not for them. Exemplified by comments asking for bean soup recipe without beans because they dislike them. It highlights egocentrism and a failure to understand that not all content is meant for everyone, reflecting on a broader cultural trend of making everything about oneself rather than scrolling past irrelevant posts.
Yeah.
That is spot on.
Yeah.
There's so many things we put up and you're never going to win. I'd never for a second thought that everyone's going to be nice about us putting shit online.
Yeah. Do you happen to have the name of the guy that posted that saying that Bean Soup Theory is alive and well in our comments?
Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll get it up.
Because when you sent that through to us, I read through it and I was just he's hit the nail on the head with such pinpoint accuracy with that. Well done him for
people just want to complain for the sake of complaining. They've got nothing else going on in their lives, causing drama.
I wouldn't mind bringing this up because when I see a lot of stuff like that, I reflect. I used to be like that when I was a kid. I remember posting on shit and being so rude and mean in comments, unwarranted. It's
all
a lot
the anime
easy.
you watched.
No, it was to do with anime. I'll talk about this story in a second. Where the fuck is this?
But yeah, when you sent it through, everything was just suddenly that makes so much sense. Yeah. So many people there just whinging about why is it not for me? I don't like this thing. It's it's not meant for you. It's okay not to like it.
But you got to comment on it.
I don't want to hear you comment on it.
Oh, where the fuck is it? There's so many. I've gone past it probably. I should like it.
We're very popular. We get a lot of TikTok comments.
I mean, Beans has got a lot today.
I reckon this bean soup theory, I reckon that fits perfectly into games discourse as well.
100%.
So many people commenting on like, why are they making this game? I'm not going to enjoy it.
Why did
They're not
Balatro
making
win
it
Game
for
of the
you.
Year? I didn't want to play Balatro. It's like,
yes, exactly.
It's not, the Game Awards aren't tailored for you. It's tailored for everybody.
Yeah, this was the game that was the most popular amongst all gamers, not just you.
All right, I found it and I'm going to like it real quick. Doom.blue, BLU on TikTok. Shout out to you for addressing bean soup theory, and we've found out about it. But yeah, people just, everything needs to be them, and it's just growing up with social medias like TikTok and things like that. I mean, like, it's easy to get addicted and just scroll. But I will say, I mean, I fully get, I don't endorse it, but I used to be the same. Like, some of the comments we get are vile, but I used to be the same when I was a fucking kid.
I think everyone was at one point.
I remember going onto a video. There's a YouTuber named Rhyme Style. He used to do, I think he still does, a lot of Dragon Ball content.
Yep.
He used to play a lot of the Dragon Ball games. And I remember watching him with a few mates in school, and we used to always rip into him because he used to make like little mistakes. And we'll be like, the fuck, your whole thing's Dragon Ball and you got this one thing wrong. You deserve to be blah, 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 like vile shit. And I remember he put a video out. Sorry, Rhyme Style, if you ever saw this comment, I feel so bad. Where he put out like his top 10 anime or like favorite animes he had. And they were all very generic shit. It was a bit like, oh, Dragon Ball, Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter, sorry, for I know people are going to get shitty at that. Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, like Cowboy Bebop, like all this like very basic stuff. Nothing wrong with those shows at all. Nothing wrong with those being your top 10. And I remember going in the comments and writing these things like, how the fuck do you call yourself like an anime fan? You haven't watched these things. You're saying this is so good. And I ripped him to shreds, and it was like a 3-4 paragraph thing. And I sent it and I was like, yeah. And I'm like, in hindsight, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Who cares? He enjoyed these shows. They're good for a reason. I like those shows.
Very much like the people who, when you said, hey, Slay the Spire is on sale, it's a decent game, the amount of people who are like, oh, this other game's so much better and cheaper and you should buy that instead. Why on earth would you be like, calm down.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true.
Yeah.
And also, you are wrong. So that's just it.
I want to quickly go on to that video that Beans did again, because we just got like a comment like that on a post saying like, clarified.
Okay.
Yeah. But essentially, we put up a video talking about, or a clip went up talking about Beans when she bought Animal Crossing on the Switch. And she went onto like a CD key website, and like website, it wasn't CD Keys. CD Keys isn't called CD Keys anymore. It's called Loaded.
Yeah.
They rebranded in September of last year. She went onto a similar key website and she bought the game. I went onto this website. It does say that it would be added to your account. It wasn't an account. It says on there, she sent me the link. Everything's legit. I can get it up. I can send links to prove to people. It's not a trust me, bro. Source is me, whatever thing type. But we went on there. We posted this video. People are fucking livid online saying, CD Keys never did that. It's confusing. I get it. The clip at the top, it does say CD Keys scammed $38 out of Beans or whatever. I put that in because I honestly...
It's clickbait.
No, it wasn't even for that. It wasn't for that. It was literally because I didn't know what website it was. I was like, fuck it, I'll just put it as CD Keys. I probably should have looked more into that.
It's like the whole hot tubs of jacuzzi thing. Is like, it's just a generic name for it. Like, it's
not wrong. Also, CD Keys isn't a website anymore, so I thought,
throwback.
It's not really gonna hurt anyone if I put that in there.
The
put
moral
that in
of
there.
the story is the same, regardless.
Well, essentially, I put that in there. In the clip, she says it isn't CD Keys. She says, do you know the site CD Keys? And I was
it's
like, yeah.
It's a site like that.
Yeah, she's like, I went on there. Well, it wasn't that site. It was a site like it. And blah, 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 blah. Everyone in the comments fucking ripping into her. And I get it. Like, I do, because I would have done the same thing. But the biggest thing that I thought was funny is that there is so many comments saying, you're fucking idiot. You're so dumb. You should have read the description. It says on there, it always says, read the description of the fucking clip that I posted. I put in there what the website was. And it was for a lot of people like, oh, they never sell bad Steam keys.
Oh, they sell... That's half their business practice.
Leave it. In the clip, we never said to Steam key. It was for fucking Animal Crossing on Switch. And that's also in the description. I know people don't read the description. I don't expect everyone to. But if you're going to say comprehension's hard or reading's hard and you don't read the fucking description of the video, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're the biggest hypocrite in the world. If you're calling out someone for not reading and you didn't read the fucking thing, I'm sorry. I get it. It sucks. The clip is misleading. I won't lie. But
it's like all the people.
Don't believe everything you read on the internet. It's that simple. Also, we should just...
Also, we're dumb.
Yeah, pretty much. We can put a screenshot of that thing in the TikTok comments now, so you can post photos there. Put the CD page she actually did buy it from.
Yeah,
right
she
there.
sent me the fucking thing. She's still an idiot for buying that thing off
First
there.
off, idiot for buying a second Switch. Idiot for trying to give Nintendo more money. But like,
well, no, she bought it off a CD key. Nintendo's
but
already
she
gotten that money, just less of it.
Yeah, but then she also had to buy an official copy again.
I will say I did get a bit of good discourse out. There's very limited good comments on that video. There's 350 comments or something, and very limited amount of them are good. There's a couple of them where people like, hey, listen to what they say. They didn't say that. And there's a couple saying, read the comment or whatever. But there was one guy who's a developer and he came and he was talking about, hey, don't use any of these key websites. We get fucked over so hard with this.
Yeah.
And he was getting shit on. He was getting likes, but it was getting shit on like crazy. I'd also, the most liked comment on there was like, oh, talking misinformation about CD keys in 2026 is crazy. It's not a fucking website anymore.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you on? If you guys are such big CD keys fans, why the fuck are you? It's not a website anymore.
And also, I get where the developers coming from. Also, fuck Nintendo.
Yeah,
Rip their
Yes.
games. No one cares.
For small-time
For legal
developers,
reasons,
though,
this is a joke.
Small-time developers, I completely get it.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
absolutely.
The amount of times I have read about times where it's like, hey, I need to do chargebacks for all of these because all of these games that I produced this game, I'm not getting any money from it because all the copies and keys of this game that was bought were bought with this many stolen credit cards. I don't get any money from that because the people that actually own the cards do chargebacks. I then have to go through and try and find out some way to prevent that next time or claw my money back somehow. Like, yeah, those sites, for the most part, although they look really attractive and they're like, hey, we can get these games for really cheap, most of the time there's another hidden cost there, whether it be like Beans.
Your identity.
Yeah, sometimes. Like Beans, you just get straight up scammed because they lied about what you're actually getting, or if it's, hey, I bought all these with stolen credit cards and you may lose access to the game after you buy it because of chargebacks and other reasons. Just, if you have to buy the game again, go and buy a physical pre-owned copy. Don't do it on the key website.
She didn't save that much money either. Like
she would have saved like $22.
Yeah.
Ended up losing 38.
Yeah.
And then had to buy the game anyway, so she spent 90 on it.
Go on Marketplace. Someone will be selling it for cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I get not wanting to go Marketplace.
See back an hour and a half earlier in this episode.
I will say that I forget what I was going to say.
No.
The Nintendo may be pushing out an update for multiple save files and islands
That would
on
be.
that.
I've heard that. It would be so funny if that is the case.
Yeah, you told me there was one for the GameCube thing, people commenting on that. And I was just
Oh, well,
like,
there was.
they're wrong.
We had another clip about like just the save files thing, and people couldn't agree with if you did or didn't have to do that.
okay.
It seemed like the general consensus is
The
whatever.
people that were saying, oh, the original GameCube game, I mean, it wasn't originally a GameCube game, it was a 64 Japanese only game. The GameCube version of Animal Crossing, you could have one save file per memory card. And the people that are saying, oh no, you can have multiple save files on blah, blah, blah. Not if you had the default 64 megabyte cards, because the save file was 63 megabytes. So you physically could not have multiple save files on a single card. So no, you were wrong.
He's telling the truth because he was there when they printed them.
Bite me. I was like one of the few people I feel like that had the bigger storage cards, the 128 megabyte, blah, blah, blah. Even those ones you could only have one Animal Crossing save file on. You could have multiple islands, but you'd have to swap out the cards.
That's stupid.
Because that was the way you visited other friends' islands, was you would take your memory card to your friend's place, plug it into slot B, and then you could visit their island.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool idea for that, but I mean I don't
Or
think
you
I
plug
don't.
it into slot
I don't
A
know
and
why
visit
it's.
the island in slot B. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know why that's still a thing that they're doing.
I mean, that was very much a limitation of the time, whereas like
Yeah.
these consoles, Some people could get them online because they had the expansion, the slots and everything, the actual expansion hardware for it that allowed you to get online. Not many games were taking advantage of that though.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, with that, we've been going for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Fuck, our episodes are getting long.
Yes, they are.
People still seem to be liking them though, so.
Yeah, well, for now. All right, with that, Brock, is there something you got to say?
We will save it there.
All right, see yous.
Bye.
Bye.